what's going on, people? Welcome back to the Top 4 podcast. My name is Peter, back like Eric Bischoff, back like the Yak. My name is Peter, Arsenal fan. I'm joined by a very special guest, Lola, Arsenal fan.
I mean, let's say football fan and go from there.
Woo! Okay then.
Wait, what?
We'll find out, Oscar. We'll find out very, very shortly. I'm joined by Oscar, Chelsea fan.
We've got Super Graham Potter. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Happy days. New regime, new management. I got my Chelsea back. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my Chelsea back. I'm very happy.
Chelsea back in business. I'm joined by AD, a Liverpool fan. What's going on?
Hey, Adrian's on a mad delay. I don't know what's happening.
Come back in the next, 3-4 weeks. Don't worry. Well, we're cooking, man. All of this premature rubbish. End of cycle this. Klopp that. Van Dijk. I'm a mad thing. Yeah. I might be on a delay, but I'll tell you what's
Adrian, you need to leave and come back, bro, because this delay...
Hey, close football manager, bro.
This delay is too much.
I'm joined by David, an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, we took an L, but yeah.
Small
L's, bro. But how we didn't sign anyone? Hey, listen. I'm just like.
And I'm joined by Robinho, Manchester United fan.
I don't know about you guys, but I had a marvelous football weekend. Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe in front of my eyes. It was lovely champagne stuff. LA PSG, my friends.
Since people started working from home, they've been saying that the weekend starts on a Thursday. That's what they've been saying. They call it Thirsty Thursdays now. Real Sociedad, they added to that list, didn't they? Let's go.
Guys, let's get into it very, very quickly. By the way, I don't know if you lot can see. Yeah, I don't know if you lot can see, but you don't know, man. Man's got the ring, guys. She's in the background there doing her thing. So that's where I've been, guys. I've been out MIA working on things, and yeah, she said yes, so that works, and she said I do. So we're good to go, man. We're good to go. But yes, your man is back. Let's get into it, bro. Married Pete. Let's see if he sounds any different between now and the end of the season. Let's see if the rage calms down. Listen, I ain't making no promises. I'm not making any promises.
Hey,
but yes,
comments straight away.
Straight in. Oluwa Lola is here. Jeez, this dude to be lit.
That's not my name.
This dude to be, but he's right on the second bar. It's due to be lit. So let's get, guys. My God, what has happened in the last? I've been away for a year. Had to wait for a year. I'm thinking to myself, let's get back in business. I've seen two Chelsea managers. I've seen a queen and a king, right? You know what I'm saying? And two prime ministers. What is going on? Listen, people, let's talk. Thomas Tuchel. We can't start this show off. Obviously, big up the Queen. You know what I'm saying? 96 and that, and 70 years and all that. You know what I'm saying? We move on. But I'm big up. What man's even taking out the boss like it's just Endo now.
It's just Endo. It's
Endo now. I said Endo. Congratulations, brother Peter. Now you're a married man. Let's take less time stressing about Arsenal. Listen, I tell you what, man. Anyway, we'll get onto Arsenal. Don't worry, we'll get into Arsenal when we get there. Okay, listen. Thomas Tuchel, Oscar, right? Getting the sack after defeat against Dynamo Zagreb. Tommy Tuchel. The Todd Bowley regime is on fire, isn't it?
It's here, man.
It's fully arrived.
Oscar, the Bowley era is here. We're planning. We're plotting. We're looking around. We're assessing the landscape, and we're making movements. What
are your thoughts, man?
I'll be real. When the news broke, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell is this club doing? The news came out at like 10 a.m. I was in the office. I got the little notification. I screamed. I said, hey! I couldn't believe it. Everyone around me is like, what happened? They thought it was something with the client. I said, no. Thomas Tuchel has left Chelsea Football Club. And Assad says it in ways that I can't say. The terrorist is gone. Oscar, I know you're low-key happy. You are very passive-aggressive towards TT. And Assad, this is the truth. C1 says Oscar smoking on that Tuchel bag.
Nah, man.
No.
Honestly, Oscar.
No. Wait.
Surely, man.
Let me explain. Let me explain. Let
You know
me
what,
explain.
Assad's very, very like passive aggressive is probably the best way I'll describe your relationship with Tuchel towards the end of the season.
It was passive aggressive.
And honestly, I'm surprised, I'm amazed, I'm shocked. But I want to let's say your opinion.
Let me explain to you why my thing was passive aggressive. Now, when Lampard got sacked, I was in mourning for like 4 days. I couldn't speak, couldn't eat properly. It was like I went for a breakup when Lampard got sacked. It was painful. Now, when I heard the news about Tuchel, I was furious for about 2 hours. I was like, what the hell is this club doing? There's no direction. There's no plan. They're just the same as the old regime. We're just trigger happy for no reason. I didn't really like it. But that was at 10 a.m. By 12 p.m., it was lunchtime. I was over it. I was over Thomas Tuchel. And the reason I was over it is because, look, when you're a Chelsea fan, you can't get attached to managers because they're never here for that long. You can't really get attached, He was a great tactician in what he did those first 6 months when he came to Chelsea. He got this bang average group of players to winning a Champions League. And Lampard said when he got sacked, or just a couple of weeks before he got sacked, he said, this squad is not ready to compete. It's not ready to compete at the highest level. The squad ain't good enough, And man, them were telling me, it is good enough because Tuchel won a Champions League. What you got to remember is when Tuchel was winning that Champions League, in between, we were losing 5-3 to West Brom. We lost at home to Arsenal that same season. Last day of the season, we must win game to get top 4. Must win. We lose away at Aston Villa. And also in that run, there was draws to Southampton, draws to Brighton, draws to Leeds. Everybody has this honeymoon, rose-tinted glasses period of Tuchel. Like, we slapped teams in that first season when we won the Champions League. We did not. We learned how to play in the big games. We learned how to beat Real Madrid, Porto, Atletico, and we won the Champions League. And that's credit to Thomas Tuchel. He gave me my second Champions League. I sit here with a Club World Cup badge on my shirt because Thomas Tuchel masterminded that Champions League. And I respect him so much for that. But in terms of Chelsea in the league, I have never, ever been convinced by this team. Every single week I came on this podcast last season and I was not happy. I kept saying, we are a bad football team. Even when we were winning games, we are a bad football team. The only time we looked good was maybe a 3-month run at the beginning of last season when Lukaku was bagging goals. We beat Arsenal. We beat Spurs. We played well against Liverpool. We had a run where we looked decent. We was top of the league. I was like, "Ooh, this is what I like." But for me, after that run, when Reece James got injured, when Chilwell got injured, I saw nothing from the team going forward. Nothing. Shout out to Ernest, who says Chelsea crawled over the line for top 4. 2 seasons in a row, by the way. 2 seasons in a row. The first season is not really Tuchel's fault. The second season, however, crawling.
What are your thoughts on this statement that he's put out? Actually, was it today or yesterday?
He put it out. He put it out on 9/11 because he's a terrorist.
See, I think that is crazy that people call him that. You know what I'm saying? Like when you consider everything he's done, when you consider what guys, let's be very, very clear. Let's not forget. Chelsea is always a disaster case. And anyone that goes into that situation always has to go with a bulletproof vest on or some sort of buoyancy aid or some sort of, you know what I'm saying, protection, in other words, right? So it's always going to be like, it's too turbulent. Do you know what I'm saying? It's far too turbulent. So I'm a bit like, when I hear this stuff about Tuchel, I'm amazed. I'm in shock. Because I'm a big fan of Tuchel. Sure, the football could have been a lot better, but there are so many things to factor. What's gone wrong at Chelsea, and I just feel like he wasn't the issue. In all honesty, he wasn't the problem.
I think he was part of the problem. And if it was up to me, I would not have sacked Thomas Tuchel. I would have preferred to have him change his ways rather than sack him. But Ernest asked me a poignant question one time. I think I was at his shop, and I think we had this on the podcast as well. I don't know who's making that background.
Who's making all that noise, blood? Because it's
Hey, that's not me, Brad. That's Robin.
I'm just going to mute you quickly, Robin. Yeah, no. My thing was...
Sorry. Madness are going on still, can't I?
All right, cool. No worries, bro. But even when David, I think we had a conversation, and you were asking me, do you think Chelsea can challenge for the league title under Thomas Tuchel? And I didn't see it. Like, I did not see the vision. I didn't see where we were going. I didn't see where we were trying to go. So for me, I would have given Tuchel to the end of the season. I'm just a patient guy. So I would have given him time to let it play out and see how it goes. But if you ask me, what did I think was going to happen this season? I thought Chelsea were going to finish third. I thought we were going to play uninspiring football. I thought we were going to be boring like we were last season, crash out in the Champions League, maybe in the quarterfinals. And that was it. I was not expecting it to get better. And for us to spend 300 million, 250 this summer, 100 last summer, so it's even more than 300. Like, how can you spend that much and I have no hope or no vision for what you're going to do? I felt like you could have brought some of the best players in the world into this team and we would have played the same style of football. The style of football was boring. It has no build-up. It has nothing in the final third. It's dry. Like, you're relying on individual brilliance. That's why everybody thinks our attackers are trash. And I'm trying to tell you that some of these players aren't trash. Half of them are, but some of them aren't. And I think a good coach can get better out of them. That's just my opinion.
Why allow him to make all these signings and sack him 7 days after, for example, Aubameyang signing? Why make that happen now? What is the reasoning behind that?
C1 says the same thing. He says, TT, my gaffer, they should have sacked him in the summer if they were planning this all along. That statement killed me emotional damage. Now, that's where I agree. The idea of backing him and then sacking him is just ridiculous. Like, we didn't have a sporting director. It's clear these guys did not have their eggs in order. Like, what's the word? They didn't have their ducks in a row because they came into this club after the sanctions. They tried to sack a load of people. Petr Cech got sacked. Marino got sacked. All these people got relieved of their duties. Yeah, Thomas Tuchel was the only man that stayed from the past regime, and there was talks about getting a DOF in, a director of football, but they were buying players, a lot of money on players. So if you're backing Tuchel, then I assumed we're here for the long haul with Tuchel. I didn't understand why they were going a different way. So that's why when the news broke, I was furious because it felt like my club has no plan. It just felt like this stupid scattergun approach. Like, what are you doing? Since then, I've calmed down a little bit, and I think maybe there is a bit of a plan, but it's poorly executed. Very, very poorly executed.
How Graham Potter signs a 5-year contract. How long do you think that contract will be fulfilled? Do you think Todd Boehly is of the Roman ilk, or do you think, like when they came in, when Todd Boehly and his crew came in, it's not even his crew, isn't it? It's just him. He's director of football. He's the owner. He's the chairman. He's everything, right? At this moment in time, anyway. Do you think like he always had somebody in mind to bring in, and thought, you know what, it would be crazy to sack Tuchel, like say in the summer, because I know people have suggested, well, let's do the summer. You know what I'm saying? Refresh things, and then we'll crack on from there. What do you think? Like, do you think that Potter is actually a serious long-term approach from Chelsea? Does he have to get top 4, for example, this season? Where do you think the gauge? Because the reason I'm asking it is because I think the problem is going to become the owners at some stage. So as the season goes on and next season goes on, when Chelsea fans get disgruntled about certain things, I think it's going to be about the owner. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, and then we'll get everybody else to chime in as well.
I think it's an easy way out with Potter, because if it doesn't work under Potter, everyone can just go, oh, he was never that guy anyway. He was never a top manager. He was never a winner. He never managed big clubs. So it's an easy way. Oh, we made a mistake with Potter. Like that's an easy fail, easy cash in. So I don't really see that. But you're asking me an impossible question. You're asking me to judge owners that have been managing this club for what, like 3 months? Like, all I've seen is just you sign better players and then sack a manager. That's all I've seen from these guys. I don't know how trigger happy they are. I don't know if this Tuchel thing was for us to see what's going to come next or what. But when it comes to Potter, like I have to back the guy, innit? There's nothing I can say. Like, I liked him at Brighton, but my thing with Brighton is that there's no expectation for you to win. Brighton go into every game, 50% of the games they play, the opposition is thinking, yeah, let's give it a go. Let's try and beat Brighton. And then spaces open up and you exploit the spaces. It's not that difficult. Like, and even then, you're finishing 13th. Like, it's not even like Brighton were in Europe. Like, you're finishing 13th. So
before we sit on Potter, how will Tuchel be remembered amongst Chelsea fans, amongst the Premier League, the world of football? Where are we all? Oscar starting, Lola carry on, and everybody else chime in on that point.
He's a Chelsea legend. The fans love him. There's a lot of fans that are still mourning to this day. I'm in the minority that was actually getting fed up with Tuchel. Like, that's the majority. You can even see C1 in the comments, SW6.
So disappointed in you, Oscar. So disappointed.
Well, look, I was never Tuchel out. I didn't want him sacked, but I was at the point where I'm just like, I don't see this changing.
Do you remember when it was first sort of, this is personal with me and Oscar, but I remember when Tuchel was first sort of linked to Chelsea, and I said to Oscar, yo, this Don, you've got it. You've done it. He's got the bag. And Oscar was like, you know what I'm saying? Dortmund, yeah, all right. PSG, you know what I'm saying? And PSG, we all know is a stain. That's all it is. You shouldn't really judge anybody on that. People have gone on to win trophies after that, right? And then obviously when we saw what Tuchel did by sort of sorting out Chelsea's defense, first and foremost, then winning cups, it was like, do you see? Like, clearly he's the man. However, so, you know, Tuchel, Chelsea legend, I like to hear that because he won a lot. At the end of the day,
like, you can't win the Champions League and not be a legend, bro. He won the Champions League, like,
you know, he won a lot. He's won the Club World Cup. He won the Super Cup. He got into, I don't know, what was it, 6 finals? I don't know how many finals it was in total. He got into an outrageous amount.
Apart from the Champions League last season, we competed for every single final that he was in.
It's absurd that he's sacked. It's absurd.
We made it to the final of every competition, barring the Champions League last season.
It's absurd. Lola, give me your thoughts. Tuchel, Chelsea, you know, where are we putting this?
I mean, he's a good manager, isn't it? Or a good coach, is what he prefers to be anyway. I don't think he'd ever liked being the manager. He even made it clear that he's very happy to be a coach again, which I think was probably a bit of the issue. Like, he probably kind of made a dig at the fact that he...
there was digging. There was some digging in his statements.
It's slightly similar to the whole Scott Parker thing at Bournemouth. Not the same extent of like lambasting in the press, but the small things he was saying kind of made it clear that him and Bowley weren't exactly mates on this. So certain things shouldn't be. I am shocked that he got sacked the way he did, but clearly the way they had different ways of wanting things to work. So that is what it is. I think he won a Champions. Like I said, he won Champions League. You can't ignore that. Like, he was good. He wasn't crap. He was a good coach. I think he had his faults. I think he still his attacking mentality is an issue. I think it's a bit of an issue when your defenders are your best attackers. But hey ho, he did something well with it. He won a Champions League with it. He competed a lot. He won some trophies. Didn't really come do the whole kind of competing for the league thing, but fuck his life. It happens. But yeah, I think it's a good coach. He can't. It's not like he's leaving with such a disparaging stain on his name. The second wasn't great, but other than that, what else there?
No, that's a very good point. What you said about the manager and head coach thing, I didn't even clock that. You know, this guy was dealing with, you know, talking about issues with Russia and Ukraine. He was having to, you know, what I'm saying, these people weren't even traveling via planes anymore.
That's not what he wanted to do. He made it clear.
No.
He wanted to be a coach, and he wants him to do more. And he didn't want to.
No, absolutely, as you say, yeah, bang on, and he's a great coach. He's a great coach, and you know, clubs around the world are going to start getting jittery and saying, "Hang on a minute, there is a Tuchel available. There's also a a Poch available.
Who here would take him?
He's not my style.
There's a big team in Syria that would take him right now.
No, I'm talking about here of you, man.
Oh, in a shot? Are you kidding me?
You trade Arteta for Tuchel, yeah?
The question you asked is, would I take him?
On prestige.
Would you trade your manager right now for Thomas Tuchel?
Oh,
tomorrow morning.
Lola, you go.
I don't know, because I don't know. Tuchel's a better manager, but I hate the way he attacks. I despise it, and I don't like managers who can't attack.
Lola, on that though, is that because I'm hearing a lot of that noise about Chelsea's attacking way and everything else. But at Dortmund, I remember him playing very good football, and at PSG, obviously, he had all the drive in the world. You know what I'm saying? So, is it more like a Chelsea problem that his attacking thing was?
Dortmund, no, because at Dortmund you have the benefit of being in a transition league, so you're most likely going to be able to have your attackers run into space, do all that stuff. PSG, you had special players, and certain things did what it had to do by itself. You can't, as much as I rate Tuchel as a coach, you can't separate the attack from him. You had all these attackers in, you bought some of them, you wanted some of them. Some of them, yeah, maybe you didn't want, but you had them, and you're a coach, so I expect you to be able to do better. Since you've been here, in my opinion, your attackers have been your worst assets. I don't like it. I don't like my attack being crap.
But mind you, though, has he? Let's be honest, though.
That's not true. His attack was crap. That was my major issue with Arteta at the start as well. My major issue, I didn't care about the defense. When you the midfield is always a thing, but attack has always vexed me. And if you can't make an attack, it's annoying. I don't like it.
I as Ernest is putting out there, mate, I loved watching Tuchel at Dortmund. I absolutely loved it.
When I asked you the question, why did you hesitate?
Because here's my problem at the moment, right? With what Arteta is doing at Arsenal, we'll get onto Arsenal later, but what he's doing there, it almost feels like it would be me cutting a journey to go for the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not even like we can obviously see there's no denying, right? Arteta is turning the ship at Arsenal. He's turning it, right? Now I'm like, I went from like 0%. I'm at 40.
Has he finished turning?
Has he finished turning? I'm at 40% right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm 40% in. So but Oscar, how's 40% mean in this guy? No, but Oscar, no. You have to trade. If Thomas Tuchel is available, you have to trade. That's the truth of the matter because of what he's got and what he's done. However, you want Saka back at wing back. Listen, let's not act like Chelsea were not good under Tuchel. Like there were moments whereby they were good. I'm not saying they were playing attractive, delicious football. What I mean is he was getting results. He won trophies. He was the best in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I can't sit here and act like, oh yeah, I don't want a manager who's won the Champions League, the Club World Cup, and whatever else with Chelsea.
Champions League, yeah, the Club World Cup one. Did well to get it, but that's not what I'm basing.
No, it's true. Listen, like I said, I'm a big fan of Tuchel. Loved him at Dortmund. You know, I think he was good at PSG. Got to the final with PSG. Okay, people will say you should be in the final with considering the team, but nobody's done it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about things that Tuchel should have done that nobody else did. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm still a massive fan. I think it's bizarre that they went, and it's the fact that Chelsea's direction was Graham Potter is interesting. Because it's like, okay, so what are you telling me? What's the story here?
Well, they want to do the project thing. Because before Arteta came in, I wanted Tuchel. I liked him. Now him going to Chelsea gave me an idea of how he attacks. I don't like that. That one is where I'm hesitant about saying. I don't rate Arteta either.
I believe, like honestly, I think he wants a whole project because he wouldn't give any manager now 5 years like straight on the bat. Out of nowhere, so that's just weird.
But question, guys, why can't Tuchel get this project? We're talking about a manager who probably at Dortmund had a project and created a great team after Klopp left when it left in dire straits. I mean, if Bowley's like, look, guys, let's have a fresh start, let's go clean. Because obviously Chelsea, we know there's politics as per normal, and let's see if the players. I don't know. Oscar would probably attest to it more than anyone. But was every player necessarily Tuchel's choice? Did the Lukaku thing really cost him in the end? Because that's kind of where it went down, isn't it? It's kind of where it was like, we spent 90 million, whatever it is, on the striker, and it's not worked out, right? And so he's having to chase his tail. But I feel like if you gave Tuchel, like, over the period of time, let him mold his own team, let him have his own, like what he did at Mainz, what he did at Dortmund, let him have his own thing. Listen, I love Graham Potter, got all the time in the world for Graham Potter. However, I don't think you need to go chop one guy and then bring this other guy to do the same job.
But
he did fall out. I think they just did fall out. So part of it is I don't think it's like given a project. I think it's also just well, I don't like him. So it was like it took the first opportunity.
Yeah. A lot of the reports that are coming out since is that they had a falling out.
Why did they give him Aubameyang? Why did they actually give him Aubameyang 7 days ago?
Because I think going in, the owners wanted to back him, but it seems that as time has gone on, they've realized that the issues in the relationship weren't there. So Ernest put a comment earlier. He said, it's very clear that Todd Bowley and Thomas Tuchel had issues in the summer as far as recruitment and his overall personal character. So there's been reports coming out saying that, like, Peter, you can relate to this. Apparently, Thomas Tuchel wasn't responding to the WhatsApp group. They had an ownership WhatsApp group.
This pagan, look at this guy.
No, they had an ownership WhatsApp group. Thomas Tuchel was just not involved. Certain things were going on behind the scenes, and Bowley was trying to inform him. So, for example, Thomas Tuchel found out that Hudson-Odoi was in Germany on TV. So apparently he saw it on Sky that Hudson-Odoi is in Germany trying to progress the loan. Thomas Tuchel didn't even know. So things like that, they had a breakdown in communication. And like Lola was saying earlier, Thomas Tuchel did not want to be involved in all of that stuff. He was given that role because it was like, okay, we don't have a sporting director, so you can make the decisions. You can sign who you want to sign. Because in the last regime, he was forced to sign Romelu Lukaku. So that was a hindrance back then. Now it's like, okay, that hindrance is gone. You dictate it. And he's like, well, this is just too much responsibility. I've got a coach and I've got to look for players and blah, blah, blah at the same time. Like
was like the Cucurella signings, for example, and whoever else you bought. I can't remember. I can't even keep up to who you bought. Are they Tuchel signings per se?
I believe every player we signed this summer in the first team, not the youth. So we signed Chukwuemeka, we signed Amari Hutchinson. I believe those were board signings. Yeah. But all of the first team players you see, I believe those were his players. And when we go to Zagreb, right, and we're in the Champions League, we're losing 1-0. We've got Raheem Sterling there, who's a Tuchel signing. We've got Aubameyang there, who's a Tuchel signing. We've got the back four is Wesley Fofana, Koulibaly, Aspie, who we gave a new contract to. Remember how mad I was about that new contract. Thiago Silva, who we gave a new contract to. Cucurella, who we signed. That's his back four. That's his team. So from time we're conceding 3 at Leeds and we're conceding
but Oscar, quick question. But would you say that all the signings that went to Barcelona eventually he was trying to get over the line too, and that hindered him? Because it was clear he didn't get everyone who he wanted.
But this is
actually challenged.
But like, isn't that management? Like, Ten Hag is not going to get everyone who he wants. Klopp, even Jurgen Klopp, is not going to get everyone he wants. Arteta's not going to get everyone he wants. So Arteta was in for Rafinha too. So you know what I mean? It's the same thing. I agree that Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha wanted these players. It's very clear he wanted these guys, but they didn't want to play for him. That's a factor too. Like, neither of these guys. Ousmane Dembele finished his contract at Barcelona. How is he not signed for Chelsea? How? He didn't want to play. He didn't want to play for Chelsea. So, also Frankie de Jong's another one that apparently Chelsea were interested in. Same way Eric Ten Hag is interested in. But we have to judge you on the players that you brought in. Like, you didn't get that player, fair enough. Like, every manager doesn't get certain signings. So, it is what it is. Shout out to Alex. I don't think I've seen you comment before, so big up you. Bowley's analytics team picked Gordon, ready to fork out 60 million, and it was painted as a Thomas Tuchel signing. I don't know about that. I don't really know about that. I don't know who is who. But the rumors, if the rumors were believed to be true, at the beginning of this summer, Thomas Tuchel was given free reign on who was coming into Chelsea Football Club. And he signed all of these players. So for us to sack him 5 games into the season was ludicrous to me. Like, why would you spend 300 mil and then sack someone? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing with Chelsea. It's almost like the circus continues. We are not, we're not new. We're not sort of new to this Chelsea that we're getting at the moment. It's just the same Chelsea in different face. But let's see. Maybe this is the last of it. Maybe this is the end of it.
There was another rumor how Bowley didn't want to let Billy Gilmore go.
Yep. Because
he knew that thingy was coming anyway, but he still wanted to leave.
So the tier one.
That's mad.
The tier one sources are saying that Bowley cared a lot about the youth. So Hudson-Odoi was going. Bowley was the one that insisted on not an option to buy, that we keep him. He also wanted to keep Billy Gilmore. And apparently he sat down with Gilmore and said to him, like, wait your turn, like a change is coming. Bro, Thomas Tuchel never gave this guy a squad number. So he's like, I'm out. Why am I sitting on the bench here? Why am I waiting? What am I waiting for? So apparently people are saying that Todd Bowley alluded to him that there was going to be a change of manager before deadline day. And Billy Gilmore was still like, look, I want to cut. Like, let me go play. Ironically, he wanted to go play for Graham Potter. How?
Well, to be honest, that's true. Couldn't Bowley just have blocked the sale of Gilmore then? If he knew he could have to keep him, and even if like Tuchel was doing, if he knew he was going to fire him, he could have just blocked the Gilmore sale anyway.
I think because Chelsea fans have this love for Thomas Tuchel, and it's a justified love. Like, they didn't want to upset Chelsea fans this early on. I think the Zagreb loss was a blessing in disguise. No one expected us to lose that game. Even me, who's very pessimistic about the way we played, I thought we were going to go there and slap them 2-0 calm. We lost. So it gave them the leash.
Certain players were playing against you though, because freaking Ziyech was moving mad.
That's Ziyech. Oh, that's who he is. That's who he is, bro.
That's who he is. And then there was that game. He was moving stupid.
It's like Roman Abramovich never left.
It's a stinker.
Here's the thing. Here's the other problem that, by the way, Graham Potter's got, right? So he walks into a club now where he's going to sniff out very quickly who he doesn't want, right? He's going to find that out soon. And Chelsea can't be spending another 300 million, to give Potter his team. No, come on.
That's
It's not going to happen now. It's definitely not going to happen now.
Todd Bowley's billionaire blues, baby.
Oscar, no, and here's another thing that people are not even taking into consideration. I want to ask you guys a question. How much money does this man have? He's just bought Chelsea for 4 billion and he spent 300 million in the window. Where's this money coming from?
I don't think he will spend this amount in the following summer. I think he'll spend money. He's still Chelsea, but I think he wanted to front load some stuff, like get a bunch of things in, and he'll just like. I think he'll be less Roman and still kind of spend, but not on a mad one. And I think January he's still got certain players that he can probably get decent money out of, sell it, and then flip.
Sure. Yeah, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And then, of course, Luis Campos has been linked to Chelsea as director of football.
Give me that.
Very, very, very highly sought after. In terms of in the football, probably the best sporting director we are aware of. If we're probably right. When you look at the Monaco team he built, you look at the Lille team he's built. He's at PSG, so I don't know why he would go to Chelsea really when it's all there for him. Who knows? Maybe, double the salary. I don't know. Whatever. Say again?
PSG's Mbappe, he's not him.
Well, yeah, exactly. There you are. So, there is a good reason to move. Chelsea is a fantastic football club to join and play Football Manager with, if that makes sense. So there is something there. I just wonder how long. I'm concerned about how long Potter's got. That's my main thing.
I think
that's my only main thing.
I rate Potter highly. Like I desperately wanted him at Arsenal, but we'll leave that one there. So that one's a slight saltiness there. But I think people
come to death row.
Potter's a brilliant coach. I think there's enough players at Chelsea, even though I don't rate like a lot of certain individuals, enough players that he can work with to at least keep them in Champions League. Again, you have to look at the equivalent of like with Brighton. Let's not pretend anyone like Brighton are a team. They're not individuals. There's enough players at Chelsea that are good enough that Potter can get a massive tune out of. Yeah, there are some nonsense bums there, but even them, I can see him getting something to buy their time until you can remove them and get someone else in. I think even that Chelsea are going to go on this massive downer because Potter's in. I think they're either underestimating Potter or they're just wishful thinking.
Yeah, it will be. I'm intrigued because I want to see how the players behave under Potter. That's more my concern.
That was my only concern. That was my only concern. It's like, okay, he's now come to he has to manage egos now. I don't think he's ever had that whole issue of managing egos because when everyone went to Brighton, everyone was just like, yeah, we're here for the team. Now he's got to actually manage stars that play in Europe that go to international tournaments on a regular, all that stuff. And how he's going to handle that, I think he'll do well, but it'll be interesting to see how he does long term, if that makes sense. Can he make the transition from a mid-table team to regularly playing for the big things, the FA Cups, Premier League, Champions Leagues? It'll be interesting.
He handled more, obviously not the same level, but he did handle Morpay well, long enough for him to remove him from where he was at Brighton. He handled him well, got decent use out of him, and he's like, okay, cool, I can finally get rid of him, and he was out. I think a lot of players seem to like Potter enough and respect him enough to play for him, and I think he'll weed out who he doesn't like, and then when he can, they're out.
But here's the irony with that. You're asking, can Potter handle these big characters? I think at Chelsea, Tuchel couldn't handle it. I think a big part of the reason Tuchel left is because the players didn't like him for various different reasons. A lot of the attackers weren't fond of him. We know Pulisic, Ziyech, obviously the falling out with Lukaku. There was so much going on in which the players weren't actually happy themselves. So I don't know how well you can say that he dealt with it, even though he's a more experienced manager. So it is a tough one. It's a valid question because we're going to see what he's really about when he's playing Champions League.
I think the last thing I'll say on Chelsea and this situation, if I start seeing Chelsea play some good liquid football, then I'll be like, oh God. Then I'll be worried. If they do, if Potter does get to have that, because what's happening with Ten Hag at the moment, he kind of had a vision and wanted to do what he's doing, but he's kind of having to sort of step it back a little bit and just be a little bit more like, okay, look, let me try and get results here. Same with when Arteta came to Arsenal, they all had ideas, but he thought, let me take time and I'll come again. When everything's ready, I'll go again. If Potter can seem to somehow get, if he somehow seems to get, I don't know, some good football at the bridge, then I'll pay attention. Then I'll be like, oh dear, here we go.
same way as like a Tuchel or an Arteta thing though. Like there's going to be bumps because he's a coach guy. He's a like project guy.
You think there'll be bumps? Yeah.
Yeah, of course they will. That's like I rate Potter a lot, but he's not like a Mourinho way. I think any Chelsea fan, and that's the issue. A lot of Chelsea fans are accustomed to quick. So a lot of them
let's be honest. He's a question mark. He is a question mark.
Who are accustomed to quick are gonna have to get over it. It's not a quick thing with Potter.
The only reason I question if there will be bumps is because Chelsea is a different kettle of fish than the other projects that are around in the Premier League or in Europe. Like Chelsea have got the players to even dig them out of any situation. So
even with the good team, there's always going to be bumps. When Guardiola first came in, there was bumps when he barely got into the top four.
But look at his side. Do you remember his team? He had Zabaleta and Sancho there. Yeah, you remember an old Zabaleta and thing, right?
Yeah, wants us to cry for Pep, man. We're not crying for Pep.
It took him a bit, like a season, to properly get how he wants to play. So with Potter, expect the same thing. Don't assume he's going to come in and somehow be the godsend in this season already, where you've got players like Ziyech, like I mentioned before, who are playing against you, and he needs to be removed.
Yeah. I've got a few comments before we move on. Alex says Graham Potter's first game at Chelsea will also be his first in the UCL. It's mad. Yeah.
I don't agree with that. Is that true?
How do you not?
I swear he played. Didn't he manage? I thought Ostersons were in the Champions League. Were they not?
Europa League.
Were they in Europa League? Okay.
Yeah, that's when they beat Arsenal. Remember that?
That was the whole thing. Where I wasn't
even talking about that year. I know they beat Arsenal in Europa. I just assumed that Ostersons got into the Champions League.
No. This is his first UCL game.
I remember they beat Arsenal.
Yeah, Ostersons had the miracle of them even getting to Europa League was the whole thing. That was the whole thing about Potter.
Right.
Yeah, and then
and don't forget he was brilliant at Swansea. People forget that Swansea period as well. I don't know why.
Because he was there for a short time. It was like one season.
Yeah, he was there for one season, but he was brilliant.
Assad really says, Peter, we deserve some liquid football, bro. Have you watched our games for the past 10 months? It's like watching paint dry.
10 months. Listen. Take Sarri ball out of this. I haven't seen good Chelsea football ever. if I'm honest. And even the Sarri one, people will question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's one of those, we're looking back at it now, like, oh man, the good times of Sarri. But I don't remember Chelsea football. Good football.
When Chelsea win the league, it's always 1-0 and 2-0. That is it.
Or it's the flat trap bullies. You know when the Wigans and Boltons of this world, Villa, they were eating 6, 7, and 9s at Stamford Bridge. There was that point where they were just machines in like 2010. They were just an absolute machine of a club.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's right. We deserve liquid football, bro. It's been a long time. Murad says, do Chelsea have to accept an absence from the UCL under Potter paper?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. The team's too good to not be. Listen, here's the facts, Oscar. They're too good to not be in the Champions League.
Yeah. Dropping out the Champions League is unacceptable.
Oscar, Lampard got in the Champions League with Chelsea. There is no manager that does not get in the Champions League with Chelsea Football Club. The team is far too good. It's far too good.
I don't think he gets sacked though. Like if he doesn't, no, it's not me being sentimental. I'm saying if he gets fit,
he'll be in trouble. If he doesn't make it, he'll be in trouble.
This is not me saying he's going to get apart. I'm saying he's not going to get sacked. He's going to be.
No. Sorry, yeah, I agree with you on that. No, I agree with both. Listen, if he finishes 5th, 6th. I think he gets a blight for the first 6 months. Then that summer, it's all him. He's got the preseason, and off we go. In fact, he has to challenge probably for the title next season. It's not even just a Champions League thing. I don't think they can accept it. I don't think they can. But I guess he'll be given a blight. Oscar. How amazed would you be if he was sacked before? Say at the end of the season he's sacked because he finishes 5th. For example.
Oh no, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't really understand what this comment is saying, but it says no one is too good to be in the UCL.
To not be in the UCL.
Not be in the UCL. I'm sorry, Chelsea are. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chelsea's one of them.
There's no excuse for
City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Those three bankers.
I'm sorry. People so badly overestimate the Premier League. This league is garbage. It's not difficult to get in the top 4. And any year, it's not difficult. Last year, the year before. Every year, the team that gets there in the top 4, it's not because they're a good team. It's because they're the best of the rest, yeah? And this Chelsea squad has way too much quality. You can't be in the Europa League when you've got Aubameyang, Sterling, Kante, Kova, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva. What? Reece James.
What are we talking about?
about
Yeah, what are we
Europa
talking
League?
about?
One thing, Aubameyang has been in the Europa for time, so is Koulibaly. A bunch of
No,
people.
but Aubameyang was putting up
That's
ridiculous
cheeky.
numbers at Arsenal.
I can't say you can't be in the Europa League with them. They've been in there.
No,
No, but Lola,
okay.
let's keep it
But
a buck.
Aubameyang was playing with
Chelsea-
Iwobi. Come
Chelsea
on, man.
not play, yeah, right. Chelsea not making the top 4 is scandalous. It's
Aubameyang-
scandal.
Aubameyang was Arsenal's best player by far.
They wouldn't
A
like.
country mile.
I'm
Yard.
saying Chelsea for me are like 90% gonna get in top 4. I'm saying if they don't, I wouldn't be shocked. And he's not gonna get fired, so it's what it is.
And Mirad, put some respect on Aubameyang, please. Come on,
Yeah,
this man's gonna provide you 20 goals this season. Leave him alone.
Miraz one of the Arsenal fans who can't ever take something happening because the player's gone somewhere else. Leave it.
Yeah, you
You know, Joy is it? That's a player I can't hate. You know, he like this. Even when he smiles, I'll just be like, oh, but why are you there though? Like, why are you there?
That's crazy,
His contract will go into Barca and then Chelsea pay money for him. I'm so sorry. You cancel his contract. You have no reason for him to pretend to be annoyed that he's gone to Chelsea.
And let's be clear. He don't want to be at Chelsea.
He doesn't want to.
He don't want to be here.
Facts. That is facts.
He don't
Oscar,
want to be here.
Yeah,
It's his fault that he's here.
in the away end at Stamford Bridge, we're going to be singing Aubameyang. I swear to you, like we're going to chant his name. We'll chant his name once. We'll chant it once.
Not
If
in
we're
a
winning,
positive way. You're going to
if
tell
we're
him that his
winning-
father washed his elephants. That's what you're going to
well,
do.
I mean, yes, there will be that. However, if we're winning 2-1 or 3-1 and the game's done, we will sing Aubameyang's name at the end. Like at the end of the day, like he was a top boy for us, man.
He got directly to Chelsea. He cancelled his contract. He went to Barca. Chelsea paid money for him. Such his life. Like, yeah.
And also, this idea that he's a rubbish striker now, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. I know they were going to do that. Yeah, they were going to do that. If Thomas Tuchel was still here and Aubameyang didn't start scoring, they'll be saying, "Oh, it's not Tuchel's fault, man. It's the work of Aubameyang." That's what they would have done.
And the thing is, I've said this argument so many times. I said, you man who was shouting Aubameyang is dead and were handing him out when he was going through his poor run of form. Why are you so upset he's going to Chelsea now? If he's so dead, he won't do anything then. It's a situation that's like, oh well, if he crap then, what's the issue with him going to Chelsea?
Because when Willian went to you, man, I didn't give a monkeys.
Man, me, I was annoyed. See, and that's the difference. I think Aubameyang can score some goals. It's what it is.
Yeah.
You guys are hurting me.
I think that's all we have. I mean, we spoke about this for like 40 minutes.
Willian, though, the Mitchell Luck is at Fulham right now.
I'm here, man. On Wednesday night, I'm going to be at Stamford Bridge for Potter's first game. It's going to be something special. I hope so.
Your game has got your game's gone ahead, yeah?
Our game is going ahead. Peter, if I see one triangle, if I see one triangle, yeah, I'm going crazy.
What do you mean? What do you mean if you see one triangle?
I'm going crazy.
Some triangle football. Triangle football.
Penetration, off the ball runs, overlapping fullbacks. If I see these things, Peter, I'm going crazy.
Guys, I have to bring up the Aubameyang stats here because I heard some slander. And I'm not having this slander whatsoever. Look at the goal tally he got at Dortmund, right? 141 goals in 213. At Arsenal, 92 goals in 163, right? Look at his Barcelona record in 24.
That's the one that people are not deep in. The Barcelona record is still elite.
In 24 games, he got 13 goals.
It's elite
What
numbers.
are we talking about here? Huh?
Were hurt that he left and they don't want to admit that it was actually good.
It's a frigging farce. What people are on. It's a bloody farce.
You remember Pete, when he went through that bad run at Arsenal, and I was saying, you don't need to stick with him. Just keep playing him. He'll get through it. He's a world-class player. Man, weren't hearing me. So I'm happy we got Aubameyang, and I hope under Potter there can be something special.
He got 92 goals and 21 assists for Arsenal. I'm done. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You ain't got to convince me. Flip it out. Anyway, I said just like if he doesn't Adebayor, I swear, if he doesn't Adebayor, I don't know, man. Anyway,
SW6 has scored 20 goals in his first 30 games. Smoky done.
Listen, he's gonna bang 20 goals for Chelsea this season. Book it.
Yeah, bro. If Haaland wasn't here, I'd be screaming golden boot. Swear down.
He said all comes.
Am I saying all comps or am I saying league?
All comps.
I don't think in the league he's getting 20.
20 in the league is mad. All comps.
I can see
Pot a ball though. Pot a ball. You know Pot
Was it Paul?
was moving with Mopai and Welbeck.
Hey guys, I'm gonna put it on Front Street. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Front Street.
Potter ball
I'm
for
gonna put it.
Chelsea. What
I'm
is
gonna
this?
put it on Front Street.
Pot
Hey
a
Oscar, Oscar Lola, he gets 20 goals in the league this season. You wait there. He gets 20 goals.
I can't lie though.
On the pots,
My
paper pots.
on my pure bitterness for some of the Arsenal fans, son, if he gets 20 goals, I'm going to use that against so many Arsenal fans. I'm so shameless. Because it's only me and like a couple of my friends who were like saying, yes, Oba's going for a bad form, but also we've changed up how we play. It doesn't suit him anymore. And I'm not saying he's still a good striker. So if he gets 20 goals, I'm going to be happy for a minute. I don't care. I like
He'll get 30 all comps, man. Bang. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna 30 all comps.
Do Chelsea have a chance for Potter anyway already? Or has it not happened yet?
Nah, it's just come. Do
you know what? Like
we'll probably have one on Wednesday.
Make a Harry Potter thing. It works.
What's that? What Harry? I've been trying to write one, man. I'm trying to get signed. I need to.
It has to be Harry Potter themed. It has to go along with the theme song.
There's no Harry Potter song.
Yeah, the theme song.
Well, that's fine. That has no words to it.
Do you know what? Yeah, knowing
Exactly.
Chelsea,
Make some words.
knowing Chelsea, it will probably be something homophobic about Brighton. Let's move on. Oh dear, where should we move on to next?
Adrian's gone. I wanted Adrian here, bro. I want Adrian here.
You want Adrian here? Okay, so we'll leave
we need to talk about Liverpool.
Yeah, should we talk about you last game though? Because obviously we weren't here last week, and there was a game up at Old Trafford, up in Manny, Arsenal versus United.
So I need to speak on everyone at the wedding, at Pete's wedding, that said we're going to get battered. I heard it everywhere, and even I was saying we're going to get battered. But some way, somehow,
you'd be mad if you said it too.
Yeah, but I'm saying we need to all look at this, and we all took an L on Sunday because I was surprised at how the game went. No, it was a deserved win. It was like we actually played good. We actually played good, but it's the thing of that. A lot of people think that it was a dominant game. No, Arsenal were putting the high line, and I think it was just due to naivety. We just went back to what Manchester United does best against Arsenal, and that's just counter-attack, and it was just effective. But people were also saying that we just counter-attack, and I said, no, we actually played decent football against you guys, and we just worked our strengths to it.
I think we played well in the first, 10 minutes, and then Arsenal took over. And then we scored the goal and it was offside and you scored. And then second half, we were the better team. And then stupidity and naivety cost two of the goals. And then it kind of like, whatever. Because I think up until the second goal, it was all after the second goal, or briefly a bit, it was like, cool. And then you scored and even still. And then it's like Arteta and all the players went full child mode and then regressed into stupidity. You know, like with the Spurs game last season, where all you needed, and then you decided to do more than you needed to, when all you really needed was a draw. It's the equivalent in this game where they could have just been calm. I didn't need to make the 3 subs at the time. He made the 3 subs, and it was like if we just kind of chilled, maybe made 1 sub, it would have been calm. But they went gung ho. Yeah,
there was a bit of naivety, quite a bit of naivety,
rather than like. I don't think Man United were crap. I think on ball ability, I think Arsenal played better. You played good as well, but then you actually finished off your food. Whereas I think wasn't there that stat about how many of the front 5 of Arsenal will had so many touches in the box without shooting. Like Martinelli had 11, Jesus had 8 and 9, and Saka had 9, and all these things basically were just in the box but not shooting, and that's the difference. Whereas you had players like Rashford, who isn't let's say the most IQ or whatever it is. To the goal, but he's very straightforward. Let him run into it, he just shoot. Opposed to the opposite when it comes to Jesus and Saka and Martinelli. Well, not Martinelli shoot anything, but Jesus, Odegaard, and Saka will all take the extra 1 or 2 touches in the box rather than shooting, and then that kind of builds up, and then your chances to actually score then get smaller because you just left it off as opposed to just shooting. take on site the next time, but he won't do it.
David,
Yeah,
man.
no.
Let's hear from David. David hasn't said a word today. He hasn't said we've gone 50 minutes and he's not said a
I don't care about Chelsea too tough. That's why I didn't even mention anything. But you see Arsenal, yeah. I told you, man, bro. This game encapsulates everything that I was worried about, yeah. Gabriel Jesus does all the good work, but where's the man needed? I need my number 9 in the box to finish, blood.
Hey. I only found out after that game he's only scored 2 goals so far. I genuinely thought he scored a lot more.
He's been fine.
I genuinely thought
Robin, it's been fine. I'm not saying he's been bad. This is the type of game that I don't want to see, bruv. We're dominating the game and you're not shooting. My number 9 is not shooting, bruv. Problem. And then for those last 2 goals, where was my midfield, bruv?
I would say, where was your defenders? I would just say, where's your defenders? Your defenders. We scored the same goal twice. The exact same goal.
The midfield is where I'm looking at purely. Because don't get me wrong, the running behind, the space that Ben White and Saliba and Gabriel left for the running behind was all kind of whatever. That's the naivety that came through. They got gassed and they were pushing further up and they left more space, whatever. The midfield, yeah. When I talk about Sandy Lakonga, people think I'm being too harsh on this guy. Same age as Odegaard.
Leave Sambi.
They talk to me like he's 19. He's the same age. I think if a month or more older than Odegaard, and Odegaard gets pelted or when he's dumb. Lakonga goes missing so often, it's disturbing. And if you watch any game he plays, yeah, he doesn't run. He jogs and then he gets moved past so often. He's a coward. I'm getting annoyed with it because he will like stand in places that you can't pass him. When you do pass to him, he kind of lay, but his weight of pass is odd. Don't get me wrong, his technical ability, when he does get a pass off, it's really good. But the issue is when he gets a pass off, his actual role is to be a 6'8". He won't do it. He's so timid. He's fearful. He's just, you're 23. You're a captain. You're all these things I'm hearing about you, and you're showing me some kind of, there's a reason. And people could say it's because of Party and because of the injury to El Neni. There's a reason why my man Arteta was begging for Douglas to read on deadline day, and it wasn't just because Party was one. Because I know for a fact he doesn't trust Lakonga to be there. He don't trust it at all.
What changed for him though from when he played well at Villa and then against?
I wanted to do that as well. I said it in that game as well. I said it was fine. People were over-gassing it because he had some passes there. He wasn't anything special. He was fine. He assumed he was going to be like, oh, I saw one move of him where he showed chest when he drove with the ball because he went and tackled it back. And that one, I'm meant to gas because you did once.
Yeah, no, I think it's more so because you made a great point. It's a spot-on analysis of him. He's very timid. He's very fearful. Every time I watch him, I'm like, why are you scared? Yeah, Oscar, I remember at Forest, I was like, why is he scared? He should be. Let him have the ball. He plays for Arsenal. He's center of midfield. He's a former captain at Anderlecht. He's a seasoned player. When I say seasoned, as in he's not a kid. He's not a kid. You know what I'm saying? So.
I didn't.
Midfielders who show no chest. Like there's one thing when you're a midfielder, you're not allowed to be a coward. Like
you can't be.
You want to do this. But Gendouzi never hid, not once. Even Swiss guy, I don't like him. But there's one you can never say he hides. He never does.
No.
Can't be such a midfielder and be a coward, especially if you're not able to evade. You can't do it. So you have to do it.
I'm reluctant to speak here because I didn't see the United game. I didn't watch Arsenal versus Man United, so I don't really know what you're talking about. But fearful and Sambi Lakonga, I don't understand how you guys are putting this in the same sentence.
He plays like
I can hear where they're coming from.
He continually takes risks on the ball. He's always looking for the forward pass.
Are you sure? I've seen many times. I've seen many times when Sammy's had the ball and the crowd are like, okay, come on, let's go. And it's like he's sort of jittering. He's second guessing himself. He's bringing the ball back. At home, we're talking about home games as well. He does that a lot at home. What I'm saying about the Aston Villa game, is that actually it's the first game where I would say he didn't play like he was scared. Whereas every other game he plays like he's very like, I don't want to mess up. It's like, no, don't worry about that, bro. You go for it.
I've always felt like his biggest issue last season was that he was overconfident on the ball.
Oh,
Remember him at Anfield, for example, at Anfield when you played in the League Cup.
He kept losing the ball because he's second guessing himself. Not because he was confident.
I feel like he would take too much time on the ball and he would just
this is not me saying he hasn't got ability. He has. I've seen it when he passes the ball at certain times. He can do it. My thing is though, he is very fearful on the ball, and he there's taking things at your own pace, and there's being unable to actually move with the pace of the actual game. He needs to be a bit. He's so too lele. Like it's not like with Ozil where Ozil will kind of tempo set and it's calm. Even with Partey, like he does things in his kind of own way, and Sambi doesn't have the ability or the kind of wherewithal to actually do it properly. And so when he gets to the jewels come to him, and if you see the documentary, jewels are one of the things that Arteta loves and hates if you don't do it properly. His jewels,
when I lose it, I'm upset.
His jewels is actually watch him and clips or whatever of him. The one thing I remember the most is how he runs. Like he jogs everywhere, and I'm being nice when I say jog. Like he moves, he'll lose the ball, and he's like walking. He's you will see their striker get back before him. He is so slow and just meh about how he plays, and it's not even calmer, kind of cool. I'm not bored type of way. It's just when I said it last season, people were saying I'm being harsh. I haven't. Why are you blacking and slower than Xhaka? I've seen it. It's annoyed me. I've seen him move slow. It's disgusting.
Look, I'm reluctant to say too much because I did not see this United game, but
this is a general. United one was an addition, but this is a general opinion I've had of him for time.
I just half of the things you're saying I just don't see.
My thoughts on the
Adrian says, why is Sambi better than Willock? Like that's outrageous. Like Sambi's a better passer. He's way more confident on the ball. He's able to hold on to the ball for more than 5 seconds. I ain't comparing to Joe Willock.
Willock is more of an athlete. That one is a bit of a stretch. Technically speaking, Sambi's playing Willock. But the one thing I will say, Willock is more confident on the ball than Sambi.
Way more confident. Way more.
Willock will take a shot. Sambi will play a piercing, penetrative pass.
Hear what I'm saying? Willock is more confident on the ball. I think he's better. Willock will try stuff. He will drive it. He will do things with it. Sambi won't even attempt.
You look at every goal, for example, Willock ever scored for Arsenal, or even when he was having that hot streak at Newcastle on loan. The guy gambles. He goes for it. He just goes for it every single time. And that's what kind of made him, that's what kind of won him his place at Arsenal for that period of time that he was there. I mean, Sambi's got all the talent in the world. If he just plays with it's just mentally, for me, it's just a case of when, what's it called? When if his brain is right, if his mentality is right, his mental health is right, he is going to be an absolute exceptional player. No doubt about it. Oscar, my thoughts very quickly on the United game here, because
I wanted to move on.
I'm furious that we're here again, whereby and not exactly informed Manchester United side. Yes, they've turned the corner a little bit, but not an informed Man United side. I tell you what, Arsenal, you're top of the league this time, right? So you're the best team in the country. You've gone to Old Trafford, and when I see, first of all, when Anthony started doing, I don't know what he was doing, a frigging Macarena on the right wing, I thought someone's got to throw him in the upper tier, because if someone starts walking around doing that, when you're a left back, you just got to get. But Nigel Winterburn, he's sending him out there, right? Fine, so you deal with him. How he's onside for the goal? Not that he was actually offside, but my point is, why are we playing him onside? That pass, I think, is it Fernandes or Rashford?
So it was a beautiful pass, yeah. So Bruno to Rashford to Anthony.
Yeah. So but under no circumstances should Anthony be unmarked in the penalty area. That's criminal. Then you go with the counter-attacking goal, where I'm seeing my centre halves in the circle, in the centre circle. What are they doing there?
2 seconds. On the Anthony thing, I need that, because bar that goal, I don't get what anyone tells me. He was dead that game.
I know he was doing nothing. He was doing nothing. I was watching him. I was like, okay,
you know that
goal, what's going on here? And then he scored, and I was like, okay, I'm calm.
I totally hear what you are all saying, because that goal is going to be something that probably fans will now keep on in terms of Man United fans, because it's going to be the kind of goal that now kind of gives him the confidence to go on. Because had he not scored at Old Trafford in that game, I could see that performance coming the next 2-3 games, and then we're going to be talking about this busted flush, right? We're going to be talking about a player that's just definitely not worth it. But that's what makes it more angry. It's the fact that I was looking at this player thinking, someone's got to deck him. Someone just got to headbutt him and put him on the floor because there's no reason why he's doing what he's doing. He scores his goal, and as you lot said, not that impressive after that, right? And Ernest is already onto him. And you should be because of the fee that they paid for this guy. It's outrageous the amount of money they paid for him. Let's see if he'll become a top player. I don't know. But again, why, Oscar, why is, first of all, an uninformed, uninspired Marcus Rashford set through? I mean, I couldn't believe what I was watching, guys. I literally couldn't. I was like, are you not kidding me? Arsenal away at Old Trafford and we're getting hit on the break. I couldn't understand it.
And that's why I look at your defenders. I look at defenders because I look at both Saliba and Gabriel for both those goals because they let him go unmarked.
No, the second one.
Just let him run through.
The second one.
Don't ignore him because he's a white boy. Add him to that.
Who's that?
Ben White.
White.
Benny Blanco.
No, listen. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I blame one person for this defeat at Old Trafford, and here's why I'm not all the way in. Because Mikel, your mate,
them subs were mad.
I mean, the subs were outrageous. First and foremost, right? Even in hindsight,
is when you did the subs. Is when you. That's when I was comfortable. We won this game. We actually won.
That's the worst part because there was a 15-minute period in that second half where Arsenal were absolute dressing Manchester United, and I thought to myself, this is over. We are not here to waste time. What's going on? But the second goal we concede, I just think it's a tactical thing. Like we've been moved, like we've been told to play up. And I mean I'm impressed. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that we can go to away from home and take control of the ball and be in the opposition half. I'm all for it. But we have to have wisdom. We have to have the wisdom with it as well. It needs to come with it.
It's when Ronaldo come on, we decide to play high line. I'm like, why?
It's outrageous, bro. I'm watching Saliba and White. In case anybody didn't know. They're not Linford Christie. So this idea that we're going to play at halfway line, we're at Old Trafford. At Old Trafford. It's not even the Rashford community. First of all, Rashford, and say what anybody wants to say about Bruno Fernandes. There's a reason he's got 100 assists for Manchester United already. Right? There was a reason for that. But what did we do? We gift him the ball of the century. We gift it to him. And I see Marcus Rashford run for 50 meters untouched, one-on-one with Aaron Ramsdale. And of course he was going to score. Of course he was. So for me, I was just like, the naivety was just so annoying. It was just so dumb. Like somebody has to go back and watch these tapes. Look at how Arsenal lose at Old Trafford. You can replay it from Berbatov, Rooney, Ronaldo, Nani, Park, any of them, Van Persie, the lot. They always got beat this way. And it frustrated me. Those free subs coming on, you throw too many flavors went into the pot and it's going to ruin the whole thing. Do one at a time.
Like the second goal that United scored, I was partly annoyed first because they warned you before. Like Gabriel did well with it.
Yeah, you're right.
He went through. Gabriel did a good job of actually marshalling him out and was offside calm. You were warned, and then you let it happen again. I was like, why have you done? And then even that, the thing is, I don't mind the high line because Saliba usually can run that, but he made the mistake of watching the ball, not Rashford, so he spanned, and that cost him the space to actually be. I think in a flat race, I think Saliba could have caught him, but I think the second or third one, I think whichever one it was, when he did a spin, because he was looking at the ball, forgot where Rashford was, and then spanned.
Yeah.
It was a normal one, so that was slightly on him as well, and Ben White was there. I don't know why he didn't do anything with that, or whatever. But second goal happened, calm. It was against the one to play with the The three subs, and it made no sense to me because I could understand two subs, maybe three if it was the correct subs. You didn't bring on a defender. You brought on, who was it? It was
Lola. Nobody knew what they were doing when they came on. They didn't know what they were doing.
You brought on, I don't know, either Tierney or Tomiyasu, as well as the other.
Tommy, yeah.
You brought on Eddie Nketiah. You brought on, who else was it? It was Eddie Nketiah,
Smith Rowe, innit?
And someone else. Who was it? It was
Vieira.
No, and I said that it was Fabinho, Eddie, and someone else.
Let me see. I'm opening it up now.
No, I said him already, but I'm saying there's someone else. We brought him through because it was like an attacking.
So it was Eddie, Vieira, and Smith Rowe. They came on for Lokonga, Erdegaard, and Zinchenko.
I could hear the three. If one of those three you brought on, the Tierney or Tomiyasu, you brought on three attacking things, and then the shock of already being 2-1 down was calm. But then you then threw everything at ball and said, okay, everyone just do what you want. With no shame. You can see it. Everyone was confused, like, what am I doing? What's going on? And then look at the third one, and then you brought on Tommy Asu. And they were calm. It's stupidity.
Honestly, it's so annoying. Like, what is that? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Why are we here again? You know what I'm saying?
Say that to me.
Abdi.
Oh yeah, Abdi been hiding. Hold on. Abdi been hiding, like.
Abdi.
I want to see that.
Hey, Abdi, you need to relax. You know, you've been hiding, mate.
Abdi, your last result was at L. Remember that?
The game after.
Aye.
Hold it. Save that photo. Save that. I want to see it.
So, I'll get on to Thursday in a minute, but I thought in terms of what Ten Hag has done since the 2 major L's has actually been quite good. He's generally realised the setback is that I can't play the way I want to play with these mans. And he's had to actually change things around. The fact that I'm still surprised, well, I think because Casemiro hasn't had much time to adapt and all that stuff, I still think it will come in. But the fact that Scott McTominay has actually had 2 very good, decent games in the Premier League has said something a lot about himself. I don't know if this will carry on long term, but the fact we got wins over Liverpool and Arsenal, who are clearly better than us, it's like
it's a joke.
It says something about him. I think it's just more man management, just managing how to manage games and see things out with the players that you got. So I've given props so far. I'm not going to say 4 wins on the bounce. It's just pure stroke of luck. Like, he's done something there.
McConnell is doing a show where he's seen competition. He's like, okay, I actually might be kicked out here. Yeah. Like, he's actually I'm mad.
The thing is, though, you know what's so funny? Yeah? Like, you see with Liverpool at Old Trafford, you think, like, okay, Liverpool are in a bit of a mess at this moment in time, right? So you think, okay, cool. Why is it an informed Arsenal, top of the league Arsenal? Like, for me, that's what's annoying, because United beat Leicester. That's not impressive. They beat Liverpool, which you could say is definitely impressive, but they're more than capable of beating Liverpool at Old Trafford, given the Liverpool side that we're watching at the moment as well. The other wins were against who? Remind me?
Yeah, Southampton and then Arsenal.
Southampton and Arsenal. So the other 3 don't impress me that much. Too tough. Liverpool, yes, but also Liverpool, like, there's an asterisk, and it was after that run that Man United have had that was awful, and United did everything they did to win that game. So credit to them. I'm watching a team that's coming in with chess. Like, they're not beating City. Had it been City or Liverpool instead of Liverpool or Arsenal, if it was Man City that turned up one of those weekends, you know, normal service resumed. So
I think we've got the next now. I think.
So I'm just angry that we go there, first club against the top 6, we get no points. No points. And you know how many men are going to go out there and eat? It's just going to be... And the thing is, here's the thing. Man United's rejuvenated thing is blah, blah, right? Wait till they play against a team who doesn't have the ball and give Man United the ball and then hit them on the counter-attack. We'll be here again with Brentford. We'll be here again with Brighton. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, a defeat for Man United, okay, Sociedad, you could argue, but a defeat is coming again for Man United where everyone's going to be like, right, have they actually changed? We'll be here again. I'm so angry about it.
I haven't watched the Sociedad game. Obviously Thursday. Thursday, as you know, and the people that know what I do, my job, I won't say out here. Thursday was a madness. So I haven't had time. I have not had time to watch it. But I saw the VAR thing, and I was just like, I thought VAR was just a fully Premier League problem. The fact that it made it to Europe, I said no, we cannot be here.
I don't see what the issue is. I distinctly remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to Paris and getting a victory off a ridiculous decision.
No, I knew, but the thing is, I knew it was going to happen to us. I just didn't think it would be like this.
It was a scandal. Let's have it right. It was a scandal.
It was scandalous. It was scandalous. But as Oli said, mountains are there to be climbed, and the mountain was climbed that day. But yeah, that's the only thing I saw about that. So I need to watch it properly to actually gauge my. But it looks like he has his starting 11, or close to his starting 11. Yeah, it's worrying. It's a bit worrying that it's a bit worrying that the facts that Ronaldo's now a bench player for Man United. Well, why are we saying that? That's hilarious. But we move.
Sad. What team is a sad support? What team is a sad support?
Chelsea.
He's
Did
Chelsea.
we not go there
Chelsea.
last season? Hang on, we put 4 past 3 last season.
That was under the old manager. That was some old geezer.
Is that what we're doing?
It's football now, baby.
Oscar, our centre forward was Eddie Nketiah.
I have a thing when it comes to like playing Chelsea where it was surprisingly good. It's just purely only Chelsea. Only over Chelsea. Everyone else, when you go away to them, is nonsense.
Both times it's two attacks. That's what it is.
But yeah, no.
Robin, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We spoke about Manchester United's right winger Anthony, the new signing, obviously debut. So we'll cut him some slack. We'll let him get away with that. You are famous for putting the watch on certain players. You know what I mean? You put the watch on Werner. You put the watch on Jack Grealish. You know, this is becoming your thing. At what point do we put a watch on Manchester United winger? The one who costs a lot of money and
120 million quid.
He seems to just be hogging up the wing, afraid to beat a man.
Nah, you know, Robin's a shameless guy for this. Why is he not on your Rolex?
No, but Pete, like, I hear it for every other club. When it was Grealish, it was early. Yeah,
Bare early.
I'm speaking to Robin now, but even Ernest, there's a certain Ernest in the comments that put it on Havertz very fast. When it comes to Jadon Sancho, these men are blind. These men can't see. They can't see the bad performances. They can't see it. Mr. Kennington, where it started.
Oscar, I was actually. Do you know what's funny? You know what's funny? You've actually jumped the gun.
Oh,
all right. It's
yeah, you have.
What do you mean I've jumped the gun?
as in tonight's pod, because I've actually bought a new watch.
Let's go.
Oh, lovely.
Because yeah, like I don't know what it is. But, So last season I gave him the grace. I gave him the grace. But he scored and he's done his things. I was like, I'm gonna have to have to buy the watch. I'm gonna have to buy the watch here.
Now, do you know what? Do you know what's so scandalous about this, guys? How much did he cost Manchester United? This is the thing. Like, watches are getting thrown on early because of that fee. I hear all of it. Yeah, I hear all of that. Mm-hmm. But that fee, I'll tell you right now, Dortmund done a heist. They done a frigging heist to get that amount of money of Manchester United. Honestly, and he could be a good player. Don't get it twisted. The fee, and we said nothing.
But the thing is, we bought him for the right wing, and it was under Ollie's system. And then for some odd reason, he just played him on both sides, so he wasn't playing in one area. Ten Hag has now come in, and he's now clearly said, you know what, Sancho and Rashford, you man are going to fight for the left wing. I'm going to get Anthony, and that's going to be his position. So that's why I'm like, okay, if that's the case, if you're going to be prominent on that, I need both of you just to fight for your place and actually prove to be worth it. But I do agree that he needs a watch. He needs a small one. Not a huge watch like I want to, but this season I need more because everyone was like, yeah, he went to the Bundesliga before he actually got a proper start in the Premier League. So that's why I was a bit more lenient on him than compared to the others. But yeah, no, Oscar, you're right. You are right. I have to.
In fairness, yeah, I'm a fan of Sancho, and I've given it a year. Like, he's had a whole season. It's not like I'm doing this 3 months in. He's had a whole season. Ernest said, "I'll be real. I think Anthony is going to be worse than Jadon Sancho."
Do you know when I was thinking? I don't. It's too early to tell with Anthony in it. But you see that little move he did. I think it was in the Arsenal game where he did the thing, with like shaking his foot on the ball, and then
Jongo Benito. Yeah.
Guys,
Pete, what is this?
Guys,
is this
Oscar?
Oscar,
this is Jadon Sancho's stats.
No.
Oscar, look at this, right? Look at last season, right? He played 6 games. He played 6 Premier League games. Sorry, this season. Last season, he played 29 Premier League games. He gave me 3 goals and 3 assists.
Hey, that's ghastly.
What?
He's on course to beat it.
What?
Hey,
I can't deal.
Kennington where it started, though. Kennington where it started.
I mean, you know, this is impressive, of course. You know,
wait, slow down, chap. We weren't done.
I'm gonna stay right here. Go on.
Let's go back. What's that? 7 Champions League games, 1 goal?
No assists.
Is it?
No assists. And the thing is, it gives you the minutes. So if people want to say, "Oh, he come off the bench,"
the minutes are very low. In fairness.
Yeah, last season, I'm just not going to go back to last season. That's all I'm going to say. I'm in a good place right now I don't want to think about the past.
Adrian said 200 mil of wingers with no pace. That's insane.
That's outrageous.
That's crazy. That is
friggin' outrageous.
He's not like he's good, obviously, in terms of like football, but he's not quick. He's got a burst. It's because between him and Jake Sancho. Anthony's got the benefit of having like quick set off, but he's not. He's not quick. He's catching.
But like I said, Ten Hag knows this guy. He obviously has something for him. He thinks he can do something here. You're now 40% Mikel Arteta. I'm just gonna watch, see what the guy can do. But he's learning, and that's the one thing I can say about Ten Hag. He's learning.
Who finishes higher?
They're both mental.
This season, between Arteta and Ten Hag, right now, it'll still be Arteta at the moment. He's got 5 wins and 6. He's still has the best win ratio in the whole league. Can he keep this up? I mean, the whole fiction change has now gone out of the race. I don't know what it's going to be like for all of us, but yeah, I'm happy that we.
Mind you, I think our game on Sunday is ahead, still going ahead, isn't it? It's just like
so a game on Sunday,
just moved to midday.
Yeah, but realistically, they should have played last weekend.
Because they have to reschedule it. For some reason, it's not on, so they have to figure out a time.
No, but do you know what's weird? Is that I'm just surprised you're the only club that's not going ahead in Europe. Like regardless if they're at home or away.
Have you met PSV fans? I don't think you've understood.
Yeah, no, I've seen PSV. PSV has come to Old Trafford, so yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah. Exactly.
But they're not the worst. They're not the worst that I've seen.
I think on the week, when you look at the midweek, I think they are probably the worst that are coming to London, because it's not just PSV; it's London fans too, and you need the police.
It's not that deep.
I mean, considering how much police they're going to need on Thursday in general. With this coffin being moved around from place to place. By the way, like European football, people underestimate it, especially when it's the Europa League, and you sometimes get the funny teams here and there. Mate, it's
I'm gassed that we're getting this trip to Cyprus out the way, or where we're going, and we're not playing on Sunday, because I was like, I'm happy we're not going to be tired for Leeds.
So who are you playing tomorrow or Thursday?
I don't know. I actually don't know the name. I just know it's Romania or Cyprus. We've got Romania, Cyprus, and obviously Spain. That's why I know that we're going.
Adrian, you're a criminal. I'm not putting that comment up. You're disgraceful. Robin.
Wow.
Wow. That Europa League game is a must-win game.
That's a fantastic comment.
It's disgraceful.
It's classy.
Hey, C1 says Sancho under Potter could see something. Lack of pace and directness is worrying, but still it's very good.
Potter can make the whole link with Eriksen work a lot better, I think.
Yeah, man.
But on Thursday, I tweeted it earlier.
I'm sorry, wait, guys. Is Potter now freaking Pep Guardiola? What's going on here? This one under Potter. This one under Potter.
These one are saying. But yeah, no, on Thursday.
Peter, Wednesday night.
I just say play the full team, like play the normal team, because we're not playing Sunday and we're not playing again until after the international break.
Yeah, I think you should play your first team, not because of fitness, but because it's a must-win game. Let's be honest, if you lose this game, you're out. So you have to play your first team.
Oscar, surely they could get out of the Europa League.
Surely you can't lose 2 games.
No, but it's not. They're not out. Danger is coming.
Yeah, it's 4 games. Yeah, you need 4 games minimum.
Hey, tell a lie. Yeah, tell a lie. If you finish third in the group, you go to conference. Is that correct?
No, that's
you do.
Like, you come second in the Europa. You come second in the Europa League group. You have to.
Go to the playoffs. The playoffs for the last 16.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, you have to finish first to go direct to the last 16. You don't play the round of 32.
Guys.
So if you come third, you have to play not.
It's long.
What is so bad? What is this, man?
Playoffs to get into conference. If you come third, not even direct. You have to play playoffs to get in.
Guys, this competition is for West Ham and Leicester. What are you doing there?
What are
you doing
there?
Bro, I don't know why we're here.
There?
And the thing is, Oscar, we've got a mortgage in this competition. We've been here 4-5 years, blood. Season.
Oscar, do you know why? Do you know why UEFA is so funny? Do you know why? Do you know what's so funny? Do you know when I think next year is the last year of the current way the Champions League will be played, and then they do the whole new one big table and all that stuff. I know we will be back in the Champions League because remember they're now doing that rule. If you got history in the competition, you will have a bye to go straight into the Champions League, regardless. No, they're still doing that rule.
No,
they're still doing it. They're still doing it.
They gave like a name and everything.
So if you have like history or you got enough coefficient points, regardless where you finish.
Style Bucharest, blood. You know what I'm saying? Former Champions League winners, bro. They're in.
Celtic and Aston Villa getting in. How long's the history, guys?
I don't know. But I'm saying, like, for example, so let's say, like, imagine, like, I'm not saying this won't happen at all. Imagine City finish 9th. Yeah, they're still in Champions League next season. Easy. Just straight in. Straight to group stage.
City have been in it consecutive years, but teams like Man United.
But I'm saying it also includes how many Champions Leagues you've won as well. So stuff like that. So if you've got like 2 or 3 plus, yeah, you're in.
See, this is why I don't watch football anymore. It's becoming a joke, bro.
Nah, David, it's not a football. It's not football.
He's saying they scrapped the coefficient rule. That's what he said. That's what I thought.
So that's why
it's still there. With the 48 teams. How many teams? 110 teams in the Champions League next year.
48 teams,
bro. It's they've doubled the size,
bro.
Is it? Robin, correct me if I'm wrong. There's 10 teams in the group stage.
It's 48 teams, 10 games now in the group stage.
Games. Okay.
It's the first the first 16. Obviously, go to the last 16, and then it's 18 to 24. They do now do the playoff thing to go to the last 16. to go to the last 16.
Nah, if you've got any dignity, you will leave the sport next year. I swear to you, you have to leave this sport. It's a joke. Bring on the Super League. Bring on the European Super League.
That's borderline Super League.
Yeah, let's bring it on, bro. Bring it on the full 9, blood. That's
Super League.
How's FPL going to work? He's saying he's closing in on Peter on the FPL leagues as well. But
I'll have a look at that.
See, this is the kind of stuff.
FPL's gonna hurt.
This is the kind of stuff that makes you don't want to play. Like half the teams are not playing. It's so annoying.
Bruv, I should get a free hit. I lie.
We should all get a hit.
We all should get a free hit. Mm-hmm.
For real. The powers that be at the fantasy league.
But you know, Man United, they're doing their thing. Arsenal, there's nothing to worry about. Not yet. That's all I really.
You say that. I'm very much like what's SW6 saying? What big up yourself, G. Peter, after the last Champions League, I retired. I'm on a farewell tour. Why the last Champions League? What? Just because? Like what? Why?
We won it. We won the Champions League. Like, what's there to do?
Yeah, you retired while you're high.
You said last year, no? I thought it was talking about the year Madrid won.
Talking about I assume. That was a painful loss. But if this coefficient thing is worth running, so based on your past years, like your past 5 or 6 years, does that mean Arsenal just?
I think it's like more than past 5, like your history in football in general.
That's crap. That can't be a thing.
Let's see anyway. We'll see.
It was to counter the Super League. They just said,
how are we going to get 45? How are we going to get 48 teams in the Champions League? God knows how. We can't have the top 8 of every league, can we? So
the top 4 race will be pointless. Abdi says,
they'll make it top 6.
Do any of you lot fear Manchester United?
No. Nothing to fear.
Like there's nothing to fear at this present time. Just let things carry on its course.
Not now. All right, let's move things on, bruv. Liverpool. I know AD's not here, but we got to talk on it now. What the hell is going on at that football club?
What the heck is going on at Liverpool? Is the Klopp 7-year thing a legit thing?
Nah, turn it in. Here's one thing. Here's one thing I've got on this. Where is this board that they have? Because let me tell you right now, they've hung this man out to dry, and it's only because we're now seeing them take L's, and it's not necessarily injuries like they had the other year before that after they won the league. This time round, we are watching a football club who hasn't been competent. And for whatever reason, we all thought they were competent because they were doing bloody well, right? But it turns out when your rivals who've won the league go out and buy Haaland, okay, you need to respond. And you need to respond. I mean, I'm looking at the midfield, Oscar. Yeah? Lola, Robin, David. I'm looking at Oxlade-Chamberlain is still at that football club. James Milner is at that football club.
Starting.
Naby frigging Keita. In fact, I need an apology. Where is Adrian? Because I need an apology for Naby Keita. Because, you know, I said they should have got shot before they even signed him. Because they signed him, didn't they? And he didn't come till the next year. And I said, you better just cut the ties then.
Yeah,
right?
I remember that.
This guy's annoying me. Adrian. Because he said,
wait till all the pieces.
Wait till all the pieces are in place before we do the wash talk. My brother, your manager's been there for 7 years. What pieces?
I agree with
starting manager in the Premier League. What are we waiting for?
I agree with Adrian. Liverpool finished second at the end of the season. Let's leave that to one side. They'll finish second. They're not in the title race. They're not in the title race, but they will finish second in the league. And that will say a lot about the rest of the league, by the way. It will say a lot about the Spurs that everybody has put in their top 4, you disgraceful human beings. And also the people that have put Spurs above Chelsea as well.
Oh, that's disgraceful.
I'm waiting for you at the end of the season.
No, they'll backtrack now. They'll backtrack now.
I'll see them in May. Oh, yeah, Potter over Tuchel, right? Yeah, sure, right then. But I'm looking at this Liverpool squad, right? You look at this team, and this is a football club that has been negligent. This is negligent behavior, whereby they're signing player after player. Like even the injury-prone players. Okay, we get Thiago in, right? Let's just change everything. And again, he doesn't give you 30 games in a season. They signed Arteta in the window on panic day, right? Guys, what are we on here? Now, Trent couldn't defend. Trent couldn't defend, and everybody knew that. But then he's absolutely getting rinsed. Napoli, guys, have you watched Serie A lately? Napoli ain't pulling up trees. And bear this in mind, by the way. By the way, oh, listen. My friend Robin, you know I'm an Italian enthusiast, okay? But let me be very clear. Napoli lost Insigne, Dries Mertens, and Koulibaly. They went to gave Liverpool 4. Okay, so what I'm saying is,
Victor Osimhen and them man there turned up.
And Victor Osimhen did everything he could not to score goals, right? Because he should have put about a hat trick in there, right? Yeah. The truth is that you look at this. What we are watching here is pure negligence from Liverpool's board. Full stop. Because there's no way that the squad you look at. I'm seeing Harvey Elliott having the time of his life. Why is he the best player in that for Liverpool side of the season? It shouldn't be him. Okay, credit to him. Big up to what he's doing. But you know, Trent obviously getting rinsed as per usual, as per normal. This idea. I mean, yes, we could talk about money. We could be here all day. Salah's just we can't find Salah at the minute. It's all a mess. But I purely blame it. Yes, there's injuries, but I personally blame it on the fact it's just negligence from the board. And now we're finally gonna all agree, FSG, you're a disgrace.
I was going to say, but I also think, I look at Liverpool in the last few games, I'm like, these men look tired. Like, they actually look tired. I don't know. I don't know. And that's the funniest thing. I don't know what it is, but they genuinely look tired. They genuinely look like they can't go through the whole 90 minutes of just pressing through stuff like that.
I think they've just been a bit dead, and people just need to be fine with saying they've just been poor. I think using it to
I know. I'm saying on top of the poorness, I agree that they've been dead, but they look like.
Look, I don't think they're poor for the entire thing. They've just been just bad. And then I remember this. Someone tweeted in a perfect sense. Joe Gomez, his reputation is taking a hit because he's actually when he was injured, he had the prestige and the feel around him. Always like that's a good centre back there. I remember I said I wouldn't take Joe Gomez because I don't think he'd start for us. And then Liverpool fans were telling me, "Oh no, he'd start for you." And look what happened. Second he comes back, he's been dead damn near every single game he's played. Damn near every single game he's played.
Is that down to his injury though? Do you reckon that's down like he's just not recovered from it?
It's an exasperation of
knees.
Helped, but also even before he got injured, he wasn't exactly fantastic.
No.
He was good.
Before the knee injury, you saying?
Well, he was good, don't get me wrong, but he's always been more of an athlete, in my opinion, than he has been a really top level centre back.
Joe Gomez has never really been that guy. So I don't.
No, man, no. Joe was there. Come on, guys.
He sat on the bench while Matip was the
before
best.
The injury, before the big long
Listen. Kunate happily takes over that place. Easily.
Croc, and that's them lot who were bought. They knew he was injured for, and he's injured again.
You see the trend here, Lola. They are signing injured player after injured player after guys. Look, Arteta Melo's not getting you 15 games this season.
Nope.
He's not getting you 15 games.
Absolutely not.
And here we are. Juventus, by the way, who are an absolute joke at this moment in time. He doesn't get in their side.
Wait, you don't think Arthur gets 15 games?
Oscar, he's so injury. It's going to be worse than Saul.
But he's ready. He's ready to work and play.
What? What did you say? He's ready to work and play. See, right there, right? If someone gives me that as a statement when they're coming to my club, I'm already putting you on watch.
Nah, that's I can't claim that.
They did have a 60-game season last year. I understand all of that.
They also had a break. What are we doing here?
I understand all of that. There's no excuse for Liverpool being where they are right now. There's no excuse except for the fact
it still starts in their midfield. That is disgusting.
Here we are,
James
and
midfield.
And you know, they gave him a new contract just because they just had to. They literally just felt like we can't let this guy go right now. And the truth of the matter is this: like I look at the board and I just say, hang on a minute, because I started hearing Klopp out. That's when I know I need to leave this sport because we're dealing with people who want Tuchel out in one aspect and they want Klopp out on another aspect. And I'm sitting here thinking, hang on just a damn minute. Have you watched who owns this football club and how much money they put in to this football club? And look at what their rivals are doing. Man City went to sleep or lost the league by an outstanding Liverpool side in 2020. Did they have it again? No. They went out there and they went again. And when they won the league last year, they went and bought Haaland. Then they bought Calvin Phillips just to take them piss. Here's the truth: Calvin Phillips he's not going to be starting games for Man City. They just did it so that Liverpool don't get him. They just did it so that Liverpool won't get him. Like that's what we're talking about. Meanwhile, oh wow, Klopp's doing a great job. And Cigar Land, that's it. They're all having their puff give. But I'm thinking, hang on a minute. No, you need to get back in the pocket and invest in this football club because this football club, like when Pochettino was doing everything he could out of Spurs in that 2015 to 17 era, where he squeezed the life out of everything in there. Klopp's had to work miracles, and yet. This is what they're giving them. The ownership are a disgrace. I think Klopp has been hung out to dry, and Klopp needs to out them. This socialist guy, he needs to out them, bruv. Turn around and be like, "Yo, you man, yeah." But I like it because he's very much, man of the people. Give us what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to us, Klopp, because you can't be happy with this. There's no way.
Nunez, isn't it? Better than hand of the Community Shield.
Yeah, we need to talk about this Nunez, brother, because we did at the start of the season. We did this at the start of the season. We said, the Community Shield, where he scored the goals. It's like, this is going to be a good competition. Fam? Erling Haaland is already on double digits after 6 games. What are we doing?
Haaland's so fake. He's got 9 goals. He's got 9 goals.
He's on 10.
Oh, he's 10 all comps, isn't it?
He's 10. No. Premier League. In Premier League only, he's on 10.
I'm just going to captain him for the rest of the year. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to captain Haaland for the rest of the year. There's no point. Why play fantasy?
It's not changing. Mo Salah, you're a joke.
Mo Salah's his time is done.
It cost me 12.3 million. I binned him off. I had to get rid. I got a shock.
You're disgraceful. You should be highlighted here. Oh, disgraceful.
Meanwhile, De Bruyne has given an outside of the foot assist to Haaland, and Haaland's had 3 touches in the game. No, I said that's it. We're done. I'm done with you, Salah. It's De Bruyne and Haaland. That is going to be the 2 players that are going to stay for the rest of the season. I'm not changing that.
Pete, I've been asked the question by Endo, so I just want to answer it. He said, Oscar, what's your view on Liverpool? Do you like us or not? 1 minute you're twerking for us, the next minute you're gunning for us. Look, I made it very, very clear with all of you. Last season was your opportunity to win the league. You had to say that. You had to, because Haaland was coming. I told you this. It was foreshadowing, guys. I told you, Haaland is coming. You must win the league.
Oscar moving like Paul Bearer.
He's going.
He's coming.
He's going. I rate the people. I rate most of the players. I rate Diaz. I rate Trent. I rate Van Dijk. All of those guys. But come on, you lost 4-0 to Napoli. It's hilarious. Can I not laugh? It's hilarious. Adrian says, "I'll take 17 league goals from Nunez."
Oscar, let me talk about Darwin Nunez real quick, yeah, because I've been hearing noise about Darwin Nunez. I'm thinking to myself, hang on. Darwin Nunez is top notch, and he's going to bag this year. Let's make no mistake about it. Yes, Haaland is going to be
top notch.
What? Have you not watched him?
I'm sorry.
Have you not watched him?
Oscar,
he's a brilliant. He's
Portuguese league.
No, he's a top player. I'm not having. There's no tax on the Portuguese league. Yeah, there's no tax.
There is.
He is a top quality player. He will bag his goals for Liverpool. He will do well for Liverpool this season. We won't have anything to say against him this year. It just won't be good enough. However, he is top notch. I can't believe the slander I'm hearing of Darwin Nunez.
No, but it's not slander to say he's not top notch. I think he's a good young striker who gets some goals. He's not top notch.
Okay, what's top notch then? What are we saying?
A really good. I don't think he's a really good striker.
How many goals? Are we going to say he gets this year?
Around the 15 mark, but I don't think he's top notch.
Your first year in the Premier League, you play for Liverpool, and you get 15 goals in the league. You're top notch.
That's Tammy numbers. That's not top notch.
Oscar, the guy is. What I'm saying is not just the goals. He's a quality player.
No,
outside of the goals, what is he good at?
What do you mean? When he came off the bench, was it for Man City?
Answer the question.
What I'm saying is, like you can't necessarily say, "Oh, he does X, Y, Z."
Why
when
can't
he comes
you say that?
on,
Why can't you say that?
Let me explain. When he comes on, when he's come off the bench, he's always changed the game for Liverpool.
No,
always.
but that's not. He's
no, but you're asking me a question.
The comments are asking you the question. If he's top notch,
what is Erling?
Oh, Erling's fake. Erling's fake.
He's fake. He's a hassle. That's what it is. He's a big hassle. Like he will hassle a defense because he's that in the box guy. He's quick as well, which is actually good. He's an athlete.
Don't worry, I'll be proven right at the end of the season. He is top notch.
He gave us Tabby numbers. He gave us Lukaku numbers.
Well, how can we diss these numbers like they're like? In the fact we even called it Tabby numbers.
I expect ability like that. You saw it. For his assist for Salah's goal. Accidentally bad controlled it, and Salah was there.
Lola,
and Peter, you're numbers man. You love the money when the price comes. In fact, he came for 80 million.
He did.
Haaland's come for what, 62 million? And look what we're getting either. Yeah, I know there's.
Have you seen what's it called? Nunez's sort of transfer fees. Since I think when he came from Uruguay, he went to I think was it Almeria or I can't remember where it was. Yeah. Almeria paid like 20 million quid for like a 16-year-old. Then he went to and then Benfica bought him for like 40 million euros from Almeria because he was tearing up there. And then obviously Liverpool have now paid an extortionate fee for him. I think there is something about this kid, man. I think he's going to blow this league up the next couple of years for sure.
No, I think he's a good striker. I don't think he's top notch yet. That's my thing. I think he'll get there. I don't think so, and that question there is a dumb question. Obviously Darwin because it can't run.
Yeah, man. But Darwin is here. Somebody tell Doja Cat, and we'll see what he's really about.
That's good.
SW6 says, I think some want too much from strikers. As long as he scores, he will be elite. I'm on that school of thought, but I'm not ready to call you top notch,
guys.
Who's top notch in the league? Who would you guys say is top notch strikers? Yeah, in the league. Let me hear your name.
Harry Kane and Erling Haaland.
Just two.
Yeah.
I don't understand this. Where have we gone with this? I need my number 9 to be striking, blood. I don't need all-round game.
Yeah, the striker market is gone. It's dead.
But David, I can agree with you, but we were talking about numbers, and Peter was saying 15. 15 ain't top notch numbers.
Listen, Pete, 20.
Hang on. If he's 5 short from what's the top goal scorer going to get this year? Okay, Haaland excluded, right? What's the top goal scorer going to get this year?
No, you have to include it.
Yeah, no, of course. But for example, Haaland. Let's say Haaland gets 30 goals in the league this year, right? Let's say he's on course for 30, and Kane gets 25, right? If Darwin gets 15, bearing in mind there is a Mo Salah, by the way, in that side. If he gets 15, I mean, I think that's bloody good.
It is.
It's his first year.
First year, yeah, you need to be, bro. I'm telling you, you need to 20, bruv.
How many goals? Okay, so you're expecting him to have 20 goals in the league,
bro?
Sure.
Yeah, and again, we haven't said he's bad, by the way. We said he's just not top notch.
In this Premier League defending, in this era of defending, hey, I need 20. I'm telling
you now. You lot will see. Even with his 15 goals, he will be top notch at the end of the season.
I think he bags. I'll go further than that. I think he bags like 17.
I think he gets goals. I just don't think
he'll score goals. But it's the fact that when I saw him in that Community Shield, and I can't remember what the other game was, where when he came on, he changed the game for Liverpool. The whole team changed, and they were gone. And
they had someone to aim at. Like he's a hassle of his player, and he stays there. He's very good at that. He's a hassle.
What's his goal tally at the moment in all comps?
One.
He's only got 1 goal.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Fulham.
Because they were making memes today.
I think it was Fulham. That's his only
Yeah.
goal.
Not in the Community Shield.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, we're not including Community Shield.
I
I'm
said all
talking about
comps. I said all comps, bro.
Bro, 2. He's got 2 there.
Okay.
He's got 2 and 3 then, yeah, 2 and 3. That's just very good. That's what I'm saying.
He's a guy.
Top-notch stats, people.
No shame. No shame, bro.
Shameless behavior.
Anderson got in his head.
Right. Where should we move on to now, Matt? We should be wrapping up shortly. Anything else to really touch on? Obviously, it's a weird situation going on in terms of managerial stuff because I think with the international break looming, we're going to see managers getting rocked. And I think we'll look at Aston Villa, look at Leicester City. I'm trying to think of somewhere else, maybe even
Everton.
Everton are in trouble.
They won't sack Lampard.
So I need to ask you guys: Does Brendan walk or does he get fired? Because he's in trouble.
He's not walking. He's getting fired.
He can't walk. Do you know? He signed a 5-year contract last year. He's not walking. He wants that back.
Money.
Man,
He's in trouble.
I think they'll keep him.
He's in trouble.
There's no point. If there's no peas, who you giving you to, like, there's no point, bro.
You got Sancho is waiting for a job.
Listen,
Guys, do you think, let me ask you this question. Do you think Pochettino will be in the Premier League by November?
I think so, I think the Villa
And
job
where?
I think the Villa job is open. I think the Villa, Everton, Leicester, and I was saying it, Brighton could be an interesting one for them, I think, because they got a good whole system going on.
Why do we think Everton? Because I feel like Everton have made their ties with Lampard. They're sticking no matter what.
Everton's like my bottom one, but I'm saying it's still not perfect there.
Listen, he's not coming to unless he's the top 6. I don't see him, bro.
Who Poch? You don't see it.
No one's going back for him from the top 6.
Then he's not coming to the league. He's not coming to the league.
He's not coming to the league. I'm sorry.
He's not going back. If he's not top 6, he can't go anywhere.
Listen, if I go across the pond, Allegri's job is untenable right now. It's untenable.
And that's why I said earlier, I said Tuchel, look at Juventus. Look at
Pochettino could look at Juventus as well. Yeah, absolutely. Say again, Lola.
Tuchel's the better option out of the two. You're going to pick one. Like, Tuchel has like more of a kind of, they've won Champions League recently. They've actually done something decent.
Because I saw them when I saw them versus PSG, and I was just like, they got turned over nicely. And then this weekend, it was all mad.
The thing with Poch though, Poch needs to be given a 5-year deal and without sacking at all. Something to kind of work at whatever club he goes to. If he goes to a Leicester or a Villa, you can argue, yes, he's going to have time to build and do whatever. But it will be interesting to see. Like, I'm amazed Chelsea didn't go for Poch. I'm actually amazed by that. Like, they went for...
I thought they might, and then they went straight.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he was the number 2 though. Poch was number 2. So yeah.
I think Villa is a good shout then because it kind of lets him kind of go back to where he's comfortable. A team that will and it's a team that will actually pay because Villa do pay, they do spend, and Villa have got good players there that Poch can actually coach.
Do you not think a club like Villa is like where can you take them that's like going to be considered success?
Conference.
Oscar, we argued this is the thing, Oscar. Me and you argued this a couple of weeks back on the pod. I think it's outrageous to think Villa should be in the conference. It's outrageous. They are not that good. What's that? What, 8? Is it 7?
Yeah,
Oscar, Lola. Oh, hang on. West Ham piss on Villa. I'm so sorry.
Hear what I'm saying?
Sorry.
They only do because of Moyes.
Well, look at what I'm saying is. But look what I'm saying. How long are we saying West Ham have been great for so long?
No, they haven't been great for so long, for sure. But there is no reason for Villa to be in this top 8 conversation.
A conference is for the teams like a Leicester, like West Ham only recently. And think about who's the top 10 last season. I think 10th was Brighton. Who else was in there? I think
I'll have a look for you.
The problem
top 10 was so Wolves finished 10th, Brighton 9th, Leicester 8th, West Ham 7th.
Now think about it, the players that Villa have. You give them a good coach. You see the players they have. They got the Kamaras. They got all these players who actually I think are good enough to finish in that area. They can't get conference. They can't fight for conference.
See the problem with
I don't think they do it because there's 4 teams we've just named there. With Newcastle, by the way, new and improved Newcastle. There's no.
My thing was fighting for conference. I think Villa have the players there, and if they add a Poch, they are well within their rights to fight.
Hey, that team is dead, bro. I need people to agree with me on this Villa thing. Because me and Oski argued about this not long ago. Villa is dead, blood. The team is dead, fam. It's not good,
guys.
You're giving Gerrard too much slack. The team is not dead, bro. You're trying to sign.
I'm not giving Gerrard any slack. I'm just saying the team is not that
good. Ladies and gentlemen,
it shouldn't be 17th. You're right.
Listen, if you have no stability in the front or whatever you call it, backroom, behind, off the pitch, bro, you're not getting top thing, bro. Look all the teams with the name Everton, Villa. Look all ownership throughout the years.
Scandalous,
bro.
David, you're so right. From ownership to backroom staff to director of football, blah. These clubs have had more turnover than Tesco's. It's a joke. They can't be, and then we expect them to be top 8.
It's not happening, bro.
No way. Joyce, Lola, what I think we have to put into perspective as well. We already know this about Everton, and we agree. Everton is an awfully run football club. We have to put Villa in that conversation. They are poorly run.
But when I talk about it, I'm thinking, again, like we said earlier, West Ham haven't been good for that long to be acting like they're damn near staple.
It's not like...
I see your point on West Ham, but West Ham, what they did was when they arrived in the top 6-7 conversation, they cemented themselves in there. They didn't just arrive. Huh?
What have they actually cemented? They've started. If people are using the start of the season to look at what's going to happen with the team, West Ham have started horribly. They've been horrible.
West Ham
they don't start. They haven't started good.
This season
they've been focused. They've been focusing on the Conference League and getting their wins there. But
are a staple to definitely. I'm saying if they add Poch, they've got players in that team that he can coach that can say their goal could be okay. Let's try and fight for. And so they definitely let it. And so they've got enough players there. And if they had Poch, the caveat is there, if they had someone like the Poch with the players they have, I think they could definitely, because the teams we named around them, you've got a Potter-less Brighton, who still they're not going to go back to being what they were before. You've got Wolves who are still trying to find whatever they got. And then who else is there? Leicester, who are moving like they're about to get relegated. The only option there is West Ham, who've also started crap. So me saying if they were to randomly now, Jurgen gets sacked, Poch is there available, they get him. No one in and around the conference areas are exactly certified to be saying it's a definite 30 team.
No, I think you're right. I think there's no certified 7th place team this year. We don't know who that will be. And it could be a toss-up with any of those guys. I'd put money on Newcastle just because I think that with the money they've put in and whatnot.
The best one, because they've got the better coach. They've got a good team there. They're adding momentum and stuff.
Yeah,
the only thing to say on Newcastle,
they draw too many games, blood.
Yeah, the only thing about Newcastle, I think they've only won one game this year.
They're leaky at the back. They're leaky at the back.
For all their noise, they haven't won more than one game. Okay, it's only been 6.
Howe's thing was that he does love attack, but his defenses tend to be a bit.
He's always had a leaky tap defense. Always had.
Beautiful to watch, and they could attack, but the defense was always an issue.
Bro, they've scored 7, conceded 6. Nah, bro, we need to lie, bro. Nah, bro.
Yeah. So listen, the race for 7th place is going to be very fascinating. It's going to be very, very interesting. That's for sure.
It's not sleep on plans. I know they've started. They kind of
absolutely.
As well.
Listen, I think we would, especially, you and I, we would love to have Palace up there because we got our Vieira roots. You know what I'm saying? So we would love to.
I'll finish. This conference might be too far, but like
say again.
I think conference might be a little too far, but I think Palace could get a 9th or a 10th.
Yeah. No, we would love to see it. Honestly, we'd love to see it. I do think Newcastle will get there in the end. Leicester might pull up. All it takes is a bit of form. Like, you know what I mean? It's a couple runner games, and you're back in.
I don't know where the next win's coming from, though. That's the issue.
They're gone, bro. Listen, they're done.
Not starting Vardy.
I'll be surprised if they don't get relegated. I don't think they're getting relegated, but bro, they're in trouble.
They've lost 5, bro.
And they've lost 5. And just now has Rodgers saw that maybe I shouldn't keep starting Vardy. Well, obviously, he was dead the back end of last season. He was dead since the season as well. You keep starting him.
Put some respect on Vardy's name. Put some respect on his name.
No,
that's right. But then they scored and then they got battered by Brighton.
No, but what I'm saying is they bought. I'm being slightly shameless here. In the actual, when he comes on the pitch, he does something that affects the game. The game against who was it they lost to just recently? The game against lost was it Brighton?
Yeah, Brighton got packed in.
Immediately, Brighton comes on and I'm blaming that on him. I don't care.
Is their game against Spurs away going ahead this weekend?
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, Spurs are playing. Yeah,
Spurs,
Spurs are
Leicester.
playing.
That's going to be. That could be the coffin, isn't it? That could be the nail.
Is that one done? They're not winning that one.
That could be the nail.
That defense against Kane.
It's a long day.
Oh, the goalkeeper's trash as well, bro.
Oh my god!
Oh, the goalkeeper. I've seen some compilations of Ward. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not good.
When you see compilations of a Leicester goalkeeper, you know it's bad.
Guys, believe me, I am goalkeepers union through and through. I can't defend Ward. I'm so sorry.
Wood is shocking, bro.
Oscar, I think you owe me an apology on Edouard Mendy, but that's for another conversation for another day. Let's talk. Let's talk.
I don't owe you anything.
No, because apparently I'm racist, isn't it, for not liking Edouard Mendy?
Yeah,
so
you are.
You are.
It is what it is.
That's right. Mendy can be trash all he wants. I stand by the fact that you are a racist.
Mendy to his country. That's a proud black man right there.
Listen, I want black people to win as much as the next guy.
Mendy won the AFCON. He won Champions League, won the Club World Cup, won the AFCON. And then after the AFCON, the power of the Black Panther was stripped away.
No, allow that. I remember there was a game last season, at the start of last season, where I said, yo, Mendy, yeah, and Oscar was upset because it was like, wait, the first time you want to bring up something that he's done, and you want to talk about his performances? Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, he never recovered since. He hasn't recovered since.
Goalkeeper of the
year. He hasn't recovered since, yeah? There was an error he made like the beginning of last season. I said, people laughed at me. He hasn't recovered since. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. You see pot of paper, yeah? You give him a hot minute because Kepa will be back in that goalkeeper job.
I do believe.
I believe that still. I believe that still. I believe it still.
If I see Kepa as my goal, I'm putting the racism allegations on Potter straight away. No way am I watching Kepa again.
Kepa,
he's sending for Sanchez. He's bringing him to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Sanchez immediately.
That's a very good point.
Where's Sanchez from?
He's Spanish for some reason.
Oh, I thought he's black.
He looks something. That's his parents.
You know what I mean?
No. But because I saw his parents. I'm confused. So something happened.
If you know what's in my head right now, guys.
Something happened there because I've seen his parents, and that don't make sense.
Mendy's not been the same since the Carabao Cup final. Apparently, West Ham game, he was shocking. Peter, I apologize to you for Mendy. I can't stand the guy anymore. He's so useless. The reason, can I tell you the reason why I will not apologize to Peter? Right? If this debate was about the quality of Edouard Mendy, I'd be fine to apologize. Yeah, but the debate was he did not trust Mendy purely because he was African. That's where this comes from, guys.
See, why do that? Why do that? Give us the context. You bought a 28-year-old goalkeeper who wasn't playing football professionally 5 years prior. Okay, that worries me. That's a massive concern. Okay, so he did nothing.
Really. You didn't mention those things.
I did mention those things. This isn't new. This isn't new information.
That wasn't
new information.
That is not the reason why we all went, huh?
That's not.
No. Y'all went, huh? Because I brought up the headline. This was the Sun newspaper. You saw the tabloid, you saw the headline, and you ran with it. I gave you I'm like the Athletic. I gave you paragraph after paragraph. Yeah. No, but I asked that question as well. I said, give me one.
I remember saying, what's the freaking ratio? You got a bag full of all these European men, so you can pick the good and the bad doesn't look as mad. You ain't got the same amount of options to be picking from, so the bad looks worse.
Of what we have, it's like we had one black referee in the Premier League. Do you remember him? What was it? Uriah Rennie. Garbage, and he was awful. He was absolutely awful.
Again, that's the issue. Give us bare of them, you'll find something.
I agree. I agree.
Here's my issue. If we're judging nations and we say, hey, which nation or which continent produces the best goalkeepers, and you put Africa or you put, I don't know, Senegal as the last one, I have no issue with that because you're genuinely judging the nations. However, if we are signing an African goalkeeper and you say, I don't trust him because he's African, that's different.
Trust needs to be earned, no?
That's like me saying, oh, I don't trust Heung-min Son because he's from South Korea. It turned out to be a bad boy. I don't know any other bad boys.
Hang on a minute. South Korea made
this country.
South Korea made the semi-final of 2002 World Cup, and we had Ji-sung Park rather.
Yeah,
at Manchester United.
Ji-sung Park. Hold on.
We have data.
My guy.
Mr. Football is bent. Is talking about South Korea getting to the World Cup semi-finals. Did you watch that World Cup?
They were brilliant.
Well.
Man like Gus Hiddink and the crew. They knocked out Italy. Listen, put some respect on South Korea. They knocked out good teams.
Right, Adrian. Peter's a fraud.
Adrian. I said this at the end. I said this at the time. And the thing is, because he won the Champions League, man has to eat some. You know what I'm saying? Humble pie. However, it's frozen now. Okay, and I'm watching a goalkeeper at Chelsea, who I know every Chelsea fan is thinking, for flip's sake, sort yourself out, Mendy, or buy a new one. And guess what? Graham Potter is going to be buying a new one very soon.
Yeah, and he will. But then you can say that, hey, Mendy won damn near everything, so it's calm.
No, listen, he's done his dues. He's done his dues.
You won individual awards for goalkeeping. Individual.
Everyone can have a hot year. Everyone can have a hot year.
You didn't anticipate the hot year.
Everyone can have a hot year. It doesn't mean I should change my opinion on
It's like Serena Williams. You need that one to do the madness, and the others will not flow in. Let Mendy be the one who's like, okay, he did bad things. Let the other back keepers come through.
Yeah, man.
He's the one you got at Southampton. He's mixed race or whatever, but he's Irish, whatever. The point is, he's got black enough in him that they'll call him black. Right there. I think he's been doing well. Numbers going up.
Do you know what the worst thing is? Pierre was ready to give up on Mendy on day one. Do you know how long he held on to Leno for? This guy held on to Leno.
Again with the Leno slander.
For years.
The Leno slander is weird. That's just weird. Like, Leno slander doesn't make sense. Nobody says he's elite. No one says anything. He's just a good goalkeeper. That's it. And yeah, Oscar tried to throw him under the mud, tried to put him through the mire. God knows what you're going to be like when Aaron Ramsdale gets the England shirt. God knows what you're going to be like then.
Oh, Ramsdale, get out of here. Let me read some more comments.
Let's wrap up.
Says, you made it a hotline, I made it a hot song. Baraka says, what happened to BLM? I want to back my black goalkeepers, but Mendy's looking pretty sus at the moment.
Hey, he can't be number one. You can see his issues. His issues have been there for a minute. He's on the ball.
Lola, he can't kick the ball. Why can't he kick the ball?
He was a £20 million goalkeeper.
Somebody needs to answer me that. Why can't, as a goalkeeper, he can't kick the ball?
He's trying to be number two.
Nah, do you know what? I wish I was on the pod the weekend you lot lost to Leeds. Because honestly, I watched that game. I watched this game. I said someone's having me on for a bet because they heard me on the pod and they gave me the footage. They gave me the data. I have it on wax now. Look, Mendy's horror shows. That West Brom at home, the West Brom game at home was it the 5-2. I remember seeing some games where I was just like, "Are you sure, Mendy? Are you sure?" But I said, "Let me hold off." But I've got enough wax. What's AD saying?
AJ said, "Oscar, if I told you a Chinese man was coming to play CDM and that's all you knew, would you take him?"
I'm not getting cancelled out on the drive.
The Chinese are skilled at many things. Maybe one of them can play DM.
You lot are amazing, man.
David, name me one Chinese international. That's what I'll ask you. I'm only going to ask you that.
I'm not involved, bro.
Oh dear.
No dear.
Jesus says, man were telling me Germany's fourth choice, so you must be good.
Yeah, but actually,
third
choice.
Yeah, he was third choice. Secondly, he was behind Manuel Neuer and Ter Stegen. What's going to just calm down?
Yeah.
Let's calm down. Do you know people like Cazorla couldn't get in the Spanish team? Santi Cazorla, because look what he was up against. Unbelievable. Anyway.
Steve says there was a tweet that said, "We made a homeless man our number one."
No, bro. He wasn't playing football 5 years prior to when Chelsea signed him. I said, this is a scandal. Something's going on here.
You know what, like story time and biography for
it's just a grace. That's what you can say.
Mendy.
Listen, when Czech went back to Red just to go, you know what I'm saying, his dons from back in the day. Yo, what you got over there? We need a goalkeeper now, blood. They just said anything. And credit to him, he's got his Champions League, he's got his medals. Let's move on. Let's wrap up. What's left to talk about? Is there anything at all? What are the actual games that are taking place? By the way, who's not that guy this week? Because I'm sure we can get that one out. Because
leave that one for me.
it's been a joke. The
Leave-
last 3 weeks have been a friggin' farce. Since I've
Leave
been away
that
from
one
the pod.
for me, blood.
What is
Hold
going on, man? Where's the honourable mentions in these streets, man? We need some honourable mentions. David, is VAR in one of your things? Is VAR in one of your?
Can I quickly say, quick goal of the week. That goal from Messi to Neymar this weekend. So
what you saw live in the flesh?
I saw live in the flesh. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm just saying.
I'm very, very jealous to see Messi, Neymar, and Baps. You know what I'm saying? That's when you've done life. You finished.
Hey, do you know Messi is so small? My guys, I had to zoom in my camera several times just to see him stand up. He's small.
Can you imagine?
He's so small. But yeah, no, man.
David, does it include VAR? I just want to ask you this. Okay, let me bring an honorable mention.
There's someone who's had a stinker.
No problem. We'll hold you there. Let me give you an honorable mention because I don't know if anybody watched because there was no Premier League football. Did anybody tune into me and Robin's league that we watched just to pass the time, to enjoy and enjoy a good risotto, or if you want to have a pasta, or if you want to have a pizza, if you want to have anything, a tiramisu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Serie A at its best. Okay, let me tell you something. Football is especially in Italy. I don't know what to say. First of all, Juventus 2-2 at the time when this goal went in, 2-2 against Salernitana, which is just a farce in and of itself, right? Anyway, do you remember Milik? Does anybody remember Andrea Milik? By the way, he came from the ashes, right? Salmon-like leap to score in the 95th minute with a header against Salernitana to make it 3-2. The guy celebrates the Juventus stadium went berserk. Yeah, the fans went mental. The fans went wild. The commentary was sublime. Milik takes off his shirt. He's already on a booking, ladies and gentlemen. He takes off his shirt. My man gets a second yellow and red card, right? So he gets sent off after he scored the winning goal, 94th minute. Who cares? Bedlam. We're now chilling. We're getting ready to kick off the restart the game, right? So we've got to the center circle where we're about to kick off. And for whatever reason, this game is just not kicking off. 2-2 now. The referee there signals, VAR, let me go and check this, right? The guy goes, checks the VAR. It's a blatant offside, right? He's unfortunately, I think it's Bonucci who's offside, right?
He's offside. Yeah, so everyone's like, okay, fair enough. Unlucky, it's offside.
No problem. So bear this in mind, guys. The goal is chalked off for offside. Meanwhile, Milik has been sent off for celebrating taking off his top. Though the goal doesn't exist, I thought this is a friggin' joke. Then there's a ruckus between, let me name you the people, Fazio, formerly of Spurs, Quadrado and Massimiliano Allegri were just getting into a ruckus, getting into fights. Referees sending off players left, right, and center. People are getting sent off all over the gap. So there's like 4 or 5 different sendings off happening at the same time, and the game ends 2-2. Let me tell you something, bro.
And everyone was arguing, why is it offside? I'm like, well, no, it's clear offside.
It's clearly offside
until the good old Instagram came along.
Robin, finish
guys,
off.
A random fan that took the picture
it's
of
so
the game
bad,
from his point of view. And guys, I don't know how Juventus's cameras or VAR cameras did not pick this guy up. I don't know if you have the picture, Peter.
I'm gonna try and look for it. Bear with. But carry on.
Basically, there was a guy in the corner of the other team that was like 7 feet in front, playing everyone onside.
Fully
and the cameras didn't pick up. He was not in the picture, thus it was given offside because he was not in the picture. Completely
a friggin' farce. It's a friggin' farce. And this is a scandal. Let me show you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a friggin' scandal, guys. When you're seeing it offside, you think, yeah, clear as day. The image they don't give us, let me show you. We're about to put it up right now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a farce. Who is this bloke here?
Yeah.
Who is that?
This was taken on Instagram.
He's on the line, and the funny thing is, the VAR camera shows us this side of the pitch, so it's viewing
the other side.
Oh, it's just it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. How on earth, as Adriano Del Monte says, this image is wild. You're putting it lightly. Juventus denied a last-minute winner after this was clearly missed by VAR. Absolute shambles. You couldn't agree with it more. Look at that, guys. So there you go. Italian VAR. You are definitely honourable mensch. David, over to you.
David, take it away.
This one's quick and simple, bro. This gentleman.
By the way,
2nd of March,
he's
1973.
Right.
In Dulwich. He was born in Dulwich, England, isn't it? Still, so he's a Londoner still. Played for Blackpool, played for Queen's Park Rangers, West Ham United, Manchester City, Cardiff, Lancaster City, and Squares Gate. He is a pundit on TalkSport, bro. So obviously Thursday, I'm going to work. So this is 2:30. I'm not paying no attention to the news, nothing. I'm in a WhatsApp group from my CCTV team. The Queen might have been gone already. I'm looking at this thing like, what are you talking about, blood? Quickly, Sky News. Apparently the Queen's health is not the greatest, innit? So I get to work. West Ham were playing FS, some Romanian team.
Star Bucharest, formerly.
Yeah. The royal family have been called to Scotland. So I'm like, this is not good, man. Then obviously the news comes out. 6:30, Her Majesty has passed away. Calm. So they're mourning, everyone's mourning. The game went ahead. Cool, you go home. Now, this gentleman decided, as much as there's much truth to the statement he made, the timing is absolutely
so wild.
It is wild. A man tweeted, racism was outlawed in England in the 60s, and he tweeted it at 7:38. So this is like an hour after the news has come down. He said racism was outlawed in England in the 60s and it's been allowed to thrive. So why should black and brown mourn? #Queen.
Damn.
TalkSport couldn't find him. Man deleted his Twitter.
Yo.
You know when TalkSport tweeted, we're trying to get to Trevor Singh.
Nah, that is a madness. Yeah, when the companies are trying to find, we're trying to get a hold of this.
We're trying to get a hold of this.
That's when you know.
Big man is a stinker. He's apologized. Well, let me read that. His apology. What did he say? He tweeted something. His comments were ill-timed and that. He's probably going to get sacked. But, mate, as much as I agree with you, mate, big man. Wrong time, blood. You couldn't just hold it. Hold it for a week, blood. Just hold it. There's a
time to mourn. You know what I'm saying? There's a time to mourn. You know
this is Hall of Fame. He has to go in there.
Is he in?
He has to. Bro, he tweeted it an hour after.
Do you know, hey, like
no,
this is not just not anyone. This is Lizzie, you know.
I can't lie. This is a crazy move, man. Joy is I think I listen. I'm convinced he was licked. He had some vino. He had some wine. He must have been licked because honestly, there's no way. No way did he say that sober. There's no way he puts that out consciously tweeted like that. Nah, he was moving Aggie.
And he goes on to apologize. My tweet yesterday was ill-timed at a time when the royal family and many around the world were grieving for the Queen. I apologize for any offense caused to those mourning the Queen. And then obviously the following Saturday he then offers a fresh update. It's not how many times you get knocked down. It's finding the strength to get back up and go again. Hashtag mental health awareness.
Uncle Trev.
Big man. Now you try to say mental health, big
He's
man.
trying to throw mental health in this one.
Big
Man's
man.
moving like DT, blood. What's going on, blood?
The latest inductee into the Hall of Fame, Trevor Lloyd Sinclair. You're not that guy, bruv. Sort it out, bro.
This guy played for England in the World Cup 2002.
Oh. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna miss him on TalkSport. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna miss him. Holy smokes! He shot from the hip, blood. That's a guy who had some yak. I'm telling you now, there's no way. There's no way.
We know what I'm going, bro, but fam, this is Queen Lizzie, bro.
Queen Liz.
Hey, it's gonna be weird thing King Charles III on the notes, blood. It might have to just be contactless thing, bro. All I've ever known is a Queen Lizzie, bro. So yo,
the God Save the King is getting booed out of the building, blood. Then man, already Charles is already flopping the base, blood. Man's already acting mad, yeah. People are gonna be booing it off the building, man. I need to be at Anfield, bro, for that song. I need to be at Anfield for that.
Hey, that's probably why the games didn't go ahead, bro. They knew they couldn't risk it.
They couldn't.
They could not risk it, bro.
Dear. Oh dear.
Oh man, you lot are funny, man.
A man said Liz Truss, right? When she went to go see the Queen, bro, the Queen saw Thatcher, and that's where she packed. It was like, yeah, we're done. I'm out of it. I'm signing out.
Hey, the Arteta jokes have been flat, bro.
The what jokes?
Let's go, guys.
Oh no! People have been tweeting
the Arteta one is fantastic.
The Arteta one. Oh,
the one I put in the group chat. Guys, you know the Queen has died. This is the moment to believe. We have to get her. We don't know how happy we are. This, oh mate,
no. People are bad. People are bad. I've just looked at tweets. I said I can't.
That says Scousers actually believe they're not English.
Do you know the Premier League was cancelled because of Scousers, man? I'm being dead serious.
Let me see. When is Liverpool playing home next? Because I need a ticket, blood. Who they got? Home to Brighton on 1st of October. Anyway, there's a few games. By the way, there's 2 games on Friday night. Did you know that? 2 games on Friday.
They got moved to Friday. So like the games that originally played on Saturday, they got moved to Friday. So there's only one 3 p.m. game on Saturday.
And only one 3 p.m. Feels like lockdown all over again. Villa playing Southampton. Nottingham Forest playing Fulham on the Friday. On Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. Wolves at home to Man City.
Diego Costa is back.
Oh, Diego Costa is back, guys. The fact that they actually they denied his visa the first time, his work permit the first time, is scandalous, and then they appealed and won. So it's a
joke. I saw he's already been here like 2.
He's won the league. He's won the league twice here.
You see the new Home Secretary, bro. Yeah, you're moving mad. The Home Office.
Newcastle at home to Bournemouth. That should be interesting. Bournemouth still without a manager, by the way. So
they're getting packed in. They're getting packed in.
Getting packed.
You say that. I mean, Bournemouth. You know what I'm saying? They beat Forest.
No. Peter. Bournemouth are gone. Let's not beat.
It's the Premier League. They came here. They weren't ready. The squad ain't ready.
They were not ready.
I hear that. Spurs against Leicester City. I'm intrigued about this one.
Very intriguing.
Packed in.
Yeah, what's intriguing?
I don't know, man. I just think there's a big story there. There's a story there.
And Evans and DD is not a set centre back restoring. It's done.
Yeah, it's peak.
Still here, not playing. It's done. That one's out.
I don't want to give you nightmares, Lola or David, but Brentford at home to the Arsenal at 12 o'clock Sunday.
I think Ivan Toney might have to come back into the team. I think he might have to come back into the team.
That game has been moved from 2 o'clock to 12 o'clock. What are our thoughts?
A draw.
Draw?
Yeah.
Okay. You know if we're going to resume or kick back on?
I don't know, bro.
I'm going back with you, and I think it'll be a win. I don't think it's an easy win.
Lunchtime kickoff.
Guys,
funny,
guys.
Yo.
What is going on here? What is happening?
No, guys.
What is happening?
I think it's meant to be a comp.
Separate.
New married Peter, and you know what I mean.
Yo, Endo, bro. Endo, what are you trying to do, bro?
We're trying to get Peter in trouble. I'm trying to get Peter in trouble.
First show back, first back. Well, am I CM Punk? What's going on here?
I think you guys need to get back early. You're gonna beat Brentford, and you're gonna do.
Yeah, I think we're gonna live SmackDown still. I think Marquinhos. You know what I'm saying after his performance on Thursday.
Stop that.
Marquinhos, what do you mean? Stop that? Have you seen his calves?
He had a good game. Leave it at him having a good game. Let's not do that.
The calves and the thighs. That's what I'm saying. I'm paying attention. That guy's not 19. It's a lie. It's a friggin' lie. We got another Carnu on our hands here. Got another Vieira.
19.
And a Bue. Okay.
Quickly though. Endo, he's Jamaican, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
correct.
I'll never speak about international football again.
This is Nigeria. This is the last time Nigeria did well in the international tournament.
If I see Jamaica do anything halfway decent, don't stop.
I'm not gonna lie. The last time I saw Jamaica playing football that was worthy of note was Marcus Gale, blood. You know the way there, bro. Was with Marcus Gale. Yeah, blood. 98 times, bro.
Who's the brother that used to play up top for Wimbledon?
Marcus Gale. What am I doing? What are we doing?
The dark skin one.
Oh, Robbie Earl.
All I'm saying is they finally got convinced a 30-something-year-old into the switch, and they thought they'd be sick. They still ain't one.
By the way, on a separate note, Jamaican food's too expensive. Huh? I just want to put it out there. It's too expensive. I just thought I'd put it out there. When you consider all these like continental foods, right? Jamaicans are fast, blood. It's a freaking fast how much they charge for their food. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not involved.
I was like, I don't know what you're saying.
All I will say is this, yeah. I'll say this.
Peter, enjoy your patty. That's what I can say.
Listen, the patty was delicious. Let's be very clear. But you know, like, you order food from like a restaurant, blah blah. You're not spending as much money as you are if you buy Caribbean food. It's as simple as.
I'm not involved.
No, like a takeaway. I'm saying a takeaway. But even a restaurant.
But that's because it's elite, though. Like that.
Nah, that, bro. I went to Rhythm Kitchen in Stratford, bro. Rhythm Kitchen, bro. I saw a hole in my wallet. I said, this is a frigging joke. Anyway, never have anything left. And the customer service is shocking.
Guys, notice a pattern with the countries that Peter criticizes. Just notice the pattern.
Oscar, Sunday at 2:15 is Everton against West Ham. Oh, delicious.
Oh, guys.
That one could actually be funny, though.
It's not going to be funny. West Ham are beating Everton.
They should, to be honest, though.
There's no fun about it.
They should to beat Everton. I'm just saying.
Who's
at home?
Everton.
I don't
know. Goodison crowd.
You know what it is? But this is how bad West Ham are being. They've got me questioning if they can actually win.
They've been bad, but they're too good. Like Lampard.
If Everton win, West Ham have to be brought into the conversation. You know, on our top 4 extra, we have to discuss West Ham. We have to bring them forward.
Let's be very clear. This Everton side is abysmal. It's so bad.
Oscar.
And no Pickford as well, so they have to win.
Bro, them man bought.
Who's their backup?
I don't know.
Their backup, Everton? Is it? No, it's not Steckland.
Speaking of backup goalkeepers, do you guys know who Newcastle signed today?
Who did they sign?
Karius.
You know, good for Karius. A career resurgence. Good for him. Because he had a meltdown. Oscar, let me be happy for the guy, man. He had a massive public meltdown. He went through all the madness. Let him enjoy being at Newcastle.
Listen, that Champions League is going to hold him for the rest of his life.
Nah. This is not his birth country, yeah? When you make howlers like that, you leave the country and you never come back.
Yeah, you never come back. He should be at Freiburg. He should be chilling at Freiburg. He shouldn't be anywhere near
in England.
Premier League. Mind you, Manchester United, Oscar, bought Dubravka, which I thought was crazy.
Because Dubravka is not exactly good as well.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, Everton. Oh God, Everton. Nil more pie. Oh God. Anyway, that is probably all the games that are going to be on this weekend, people. Other than that, though, it's been good to be back. And yeah, we'll be discussing all things Top 4 Podcast next week. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe at Top 4 Podcast on all socials, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on SoundCloud, iTunes, all over the gaff, people. Instagram, Twitter, you name it. We are there. And of course, on YouTube, watch out. We're going to be having some videos coming over the course of the next couple of weeks. So keep it locked here. Until then, people, peace out. We are done. Peace.
The number 2 is Turner. I love it.
I said Turner. Turner.